Yeah, I'm here. I am here, everybody. I am here live in the flesh. So, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Doggie Diamonds. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. Like I said, the most consistent. I'm just on a different type of tier right now. A different type of uh, 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 content bringing to the audience. I'm not playing. I'm not playing. And I had to wear the special hat tonight because of who's in the building. This man really don't do interviews like that. So I'm honored and privileged that he coming on the platform to do an interview. Somebody who I've known for a very long time. Respect. I want drums from him too. There's certain drums that I want that I've been trying to get for years. I think Mr. Walt got them. I'm not sure who got them. But without any further ado, let me bring the man on the screen. We got DJ Evil D in the building. What's going on, bro?
What's up, man? What's going on, man? You know.
Telling people you my guy. Like, this is kind of weird because we, just the two homies just kicking it real quick in front of the audience.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. We just hanging out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, before I get into that, I want everybody, the link is in the description box. You got you got Say What I Mean. YouTube is, somebody, another black up and comer trying to get his YouTube up. So, I'm gonna help him and help some people get their stuff up. So that's what you see. The first link in the description box is that. So make sure you subscribe to that page. So we got DJ Evil D. First of all, how you get the name Evil D?
Yo, there's a house music artist by the name of Joe Vaughn. You know what I'm saying? We know him as Frankie J. Joe Vaughn played keyboards on Strafe Set It Off. He played keyboards on Step the Sonic, on Fire, and Just Say Stat. And, I used to go to school with his little brother.
Got you.
So when I was in elementary school, I was known as Chili D. So that tells you how far back that goes.
Yes, Chili D.
And we was on a school trip, and the teacher's assistant said, "Yo, is Chili D in the house?" And when I was about to be like, "Yo," about 5 people said, "Yo." And I was like, wait a minute, that's my name. So I was tight. So I went back, I'm sitting on Joe Vaughn's steps, and I'm like, "Yo, for real, yo, I need a name." And he was like, "Yo, you know what? You a nice kid. You're respectable. Your mother raising you right. You should call yourself Evil D." And I was like, "Evil D? That's the worst. What are you talking about?" He said, "Nah." He said, "Trust me." He said, "You're a Gemini." He said, when you get on them turntables, you know what I'm saying? When you're on them turntables, acting like you know what you're doing, you look evil. So call yourself Evil D. And my name's been Evil D since the 6th grade.
So, do you consider yourself to be more of a producer or a DJ?
Well, I'm a DJ. A DJ, everything happens with the DJ anyway. That's my philosophy.
The foundation.
Yeah, the DJ is the producer. Because when you take two copies of a record and cut it back and forth, you're actually producing that version of the record. So, and all my beats start from me DJing anyway. So, so I consider myself a DJ first,
And you got a love for house music, which is, we wouldn't think that you love house music the way you do because you made some of the most incredible hip hop beats ever. So what is it about house music that you love?
Well, first of all, as a record collector and as a producer, I listen to everything.
Okay.
Because I sample everything. I sample rock, I sample funk, soul, jazz. Even those minuscule records that you wouldn't even think to listen to, I'm the dude listening to those, looking for that perfect loop or snare or whatever. Now, house music, remember, I'm 49 years old. So I come from the era of where the DJ played everything.
I never knew you was older than me. I always thought you were the same age. That's crazy.
I'll be 50 in May.
Dope, right? Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you, man. Yep. I'm trying to be here and do the damn thing.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but it's like, my love for music. That's what I play, all types of music. But the reason I mess with house music is
Mm-hmm.
because house music, you know, unlike hip hop, didn't sell out.
Mm.
And it stayed to the core of house music. Like
Mm.
when you DJing at a house event, everybody's there to party, everybody's there to dance. The artists don't even have egos like that. Everybody's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like if I wanted to work on some house stuff, it's easy for me to grab the phone and talk to blah blah blah, and it'll happen.
Mm.
Hip hop wise, there's so many egos and so many, yo, you know what I'm saying?
Was
I'm
it
this.
always like that though with hip hop?
Eh, it was, but it wasn't how it is now.
It's terrible now.
Yeah, like cats, like you got an ego because you flipped and impeached the president. Really?
My favorite drum break though, so don't disimpeach the
Oh
president.
no, I love
Yeah,
impeach the
yeah.
president. That's not,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm
We-
just saying that's a
yeah,
a
like
break
calm
that
down,
you
calm
get.
down,
Yeah.
bro. Calm down.
Yeah, you know. So my whole thing with the, you know, with the house world, it's like, you know, talking about the industry. Everybody in the industry is level headed and cool, and then you don't have to argue with XYZ about your money.
Hmm.
Like if I do a hip hop event, I'm arguing with the promoter. Yo, why you trying to short me, son? Now we're gonna have to see you outside.
Mm-hmm.
House dude, yo, before I get on the plane, they're like, did you get the money? Did you get the money? Like, yeah, I got the money. Okay. And then when you finish, they tip you more.
Wow.
They take care of you.
Dope. So this is on the DJ aspect.
Yeah.
So how do you feel when you seen people like Paris Hilton getting like 100K, some crazy amount of money? You seen DJ Paulie D, what if they getting some crazy money? How did you feel when you see these celebrity DJs?
Well, I won't say celebrity because Jazzy Jeff is a celebrity.
I mean,
influencer.
Yeah, no, Jazzy Jeff is the GOAT.
He's one of
to
the
me.
baddest dudes.
Yeah, the GOAT.
He's one of the baddest dudes ever to touch turntables.
Facts.
But to see Paris Hilton and all these other goofball cats, like, yo, like you wasn't out in the trenches with me when you wasn't DJing in Bushwick when you couldn't DJ outside. Like you didn't carry crates.
You know what? Let me explain something to you, bro. Not to cut you, right? But the illest thing about DJing that people didn't understand, it was the damn crates. The crates, because you had to have a house crate. You had to have old school crate. You had to have a reggae crate. You had to have the breaking new records. And when we were DJing, that new record didn't come on when you touched them turntables.
Exactly.
So now in DJ sets and clubs, you'll see dudes play the hottest record. Then I'm like, yo, prime time, because you know we had prime time. We warming them up, and then prime time.
Yeah.
You gotta build it. You gotta build it. And that's where we broke new records too, though, in that build.
Exactly.
Go ahead, though.
Now, my whole thing is DJ wise, like I'd always tell cats this. If you're in a certain age demographic, I expect you to at least learn on records or whatever. I'm not talking about the kids. The kids are learning, they're using technology. And I'm not mad at the kids using controllers or whatever they use. The grown-up dudes, I'm like, yo, earn your stripes before you go to whatever you go to. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like if I decided today, yo, I want the rock parties with iPods, I earned that right.
Facts.
Even though I wouldn't do it, but I've earned that right. You know what I'm saying? Because you see me in the trenches rocking with the crates. You seen me showing up at parties with 10 crates to do an hour set. You know?
And not to mention the crates.
Yeah.
The extra shells that you needed. That's the turntables had. The extra needles.
Yeah.
And then people didn't understand the wires. And then you might set up the wires and you got a ground somewhere. So now you're trying to find this hum. I'm talking real DJ stuff. You're trying to find this hum. Then this was the killer. The 12 inches were always louder than the album. So one of your doubles might have been an album and one was the 12 inch. So you had to be mindful when I cut this, make sure I bring this down and then bring this up. Then a speaker might blow in a party. It was
Yeah,
so many variables when you were actually DJing. Then you had to have a monitor right in front of you as a DJ because you couldn't play the crowd to the echo. Because if
exactly.
you played to the echo, you was gonna cut off. You know what I'm
And
saying?
here's another thing. Also, to be a DJ, you had to be somebody. You had to earn that right. Because if you didn't earn that right, cats would come shut you down. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yes.
And one thing that I'm happy about that I earned that right back in the days where cats never came to the party to shut us down.
And this is Bushwick.
Yeah, like
Okay.
cats never came to the party, shot up the party or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? We've had beefs that we handled, but we never had no thing where cats came to our party and took our equipment and
Yeah, because you would get your equipment took, especially
yeah,
like your records was so precious, because I was going down to Beat Street, a music factory downtown. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You had Self DJ LS1 was in one of the spots. Craig G was in Music Factory. The Craig G that was the DJ was in Music
yeah.
Factory. It was so many DJ3 who's actually locked up. He was locked up somewhere else, but DJ3 I done
Wow,
seen. You remember DJ3?
hell yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I'm really, really, really was a
yeah.
DJ. You know what I'm
What
saying?
year was you? What year was you rocking?
92. I was DJing for Roxanne Shante on tour in
Oh, so
92.
you what you call you like right before I left to do the Black Moon stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at Beat Street.
I think you was. No, you was there. You was there. No, because
Huh?
I was actually on the turntables since about 90. And we had
Yeah,
to
I
go to
was.
B Street. We had to go
Yeah,
to B
I was
Street.
there. I was in B Street. I was in B Street till 91.
When it was upstairs though.
Yeah,
And
and I
upstairs
got
in the back. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Then they gave me the Golden Timberland.
Yeah, because we had to where we needed to go because the thing that I wanted the most was the ultimate breaks and beat records. I
Oh,
never had those. I never had the whole collection. But remember, them records, one record was like $25. So
I know.
you couldn't buy doubles of that. You know what I'm saying? You could, but even with us, we had to buy doubles of everything.
Yo, I wish you was my man's back then. You know why? Because I'd have hooked you up.
So see, man, damn.
Yo,
Yeah.
my boss used to get. See, I can say it now because
Yeah.
who's gonna come see me about it?
Yeah.
Whenever my boss got on my nerves, word. All right, throw some stuff in the garbage. Come back, take it.
That's that Brooklyn.
But that's how I built my record collection.
Yeah.
Robbing every record store I worked in.
And you know what was wild because even they had vinyl imports that would be like $25 because at this point vinyl, not the album but the single would be $4. $4.32, $3.99, $4.32 with tax. That's what I remember with everything. But when they had that Tribe import, it was like $25. I'm like, yo, I want this record so bad. So $25 was a lot for an album at this particular point. But it was imports, and some of them you wasn't getting it unless it was an import.
Exactly.
So when did you? So you always was a DJ, but when did you make the transition into producing? What was the first equipment?
Oh well, put it like this. I'm gonna tell you this. What started me DJing and producing and all that was my brother, Mr. Walt.
Yes.
Basically, I went through little brother syndrome. My older brother, he was rocking a party back in the days, and everybody was sweating him. And I was like, I'm nicer than him. What do you mean? He's biting me. What you talking about? Never DJ'd.
Wow.
Then he would hang out with his friends, and when he would leave, I run into his room and start doing what I seen him do. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually he started making beats. And he came home with a Casio SK1, which is one of the first samplers that a lot of cats in our our age had. And the Casio SK1 was the dirtiest sounding sampler ever. It sounded berserk, but it was a sampler. And we rocked with that for a minute. Then we stepped up to the Casio SK8, which have 4 pads. So we can sample 4 different things. and then we went to, it was this Yamaha joint that looked like the SK1. I don't know the numbers, but the Yamaha joint sounded clear. So we went to the Yamaha joint. When I got the Yamaha joint, everyone swore I had a studio in my house.
Wow.
I was in my house with 2 tape decks and that Yamaha joint.
Oh, you was a pause tape man too?
Pause tapes. I was in here. What I would do is I would record one pass on this cassette, play it back, record to this cassette, add whatever over it, and do that until my record was done.
Can we tell the kids out there why some of us that's of a certain age or from a certain time, what they missed in just going in the crib to hear the Marley Marl Future Flavor show? I remember Pete Rock, Kevy Kev, Clark Kent, and Marley Marl, and even I was Mr. Magic. I was too little for that. I remember it vaguely, but I remember the Marley Marl In Control show. Yeah, and then I remember when they was battling Red Alert. You know what I'm saying? Red Alert used to play Funky for You for like 2 hours though. I ain't gonna lie. It used to piss me off after a while. Like, yo, come on, man, you gotta change the record. But when but remember, people forget Pete Rock is an incredible DJ on them turntables. Like, y'all know the producer. That dude on them turntables is different. But Kevy Kev, shout out to Kevy Kev.
Kevy Kev never gets his props.
No, I always shout out Kevy Kev.
No, you come on. This is we talking about you. Yes, talking about everybody else.
Kevy Kev, man.
Shout out to Kevy Kev. That's my man's right there.
Yes, Kevy Kev and Clark Kent was on the In Control show.
Clark Kent was killing it too.
Yes, Clark Kent was on the In Control show. Clark Kent was the first person I seen besides Kid Capri changed like 100 records, and I'm like, yo, how he changed all the records that fast? They used to have them, and they going in the crates. They didn't have them lined up.
Yeah,
they was going in the crate, grabbing another one. I'm like, yo, how he play a verse and change the record? Now they hitting buttons on Serato. But what I want the youth to understand is, it was a particular point in time where you loved hip hop so much that no matter what you was doing, you went in the house to make you a tape of what came out, whether it was the Marley Marl In Control show, Red Alert, or Video Music Box. You know what I'm saying? You was making the tapes, because remember, if you wanted to hear Kane in them, Red Alert wasn't playing that.
Yeah. No, actually, believe it or not, Red was playing it, but he was playing the record after it came out. Like, he would show them love.
See, I never knew that.
Yeah. See, here's the thing, because I used to tape both of them. Like, I used to tape, like, you know, I was taping, like, Magic, Marley, then the In Control show.
Awesome too.
Yeah. Chuck Chill Out.
Yeah.
DNA, Hank Love.
Chuck Chill Out. Now, Chuck Chill Out, if y'all don't know, that's Funkmaster Flex, big homie. Yep. Funkmaster Flex used to carry his crates. So Funkmaster Flex did pay dues in the DJ world, but I know Chuck Chill Out and Cool Chip came out, but that's a whole nother story.
Yo, wow. But it's like, they first of all, let's explain the importance of those shows.
Yes.
All right. On radio in New York, you had your 2 stations. You had 98.7 KISS, and you had WBLS. WBLS was a black-owned station that hated hip-hop.
Frankie Crocker.
BLS used to do this. You would not hear any type of hip-hop on there. You would hear WBLS, R&B, until the last day of school. The last day of school, they'll play like a Run DMC or something, you know, something that wasn't too hard. And they would play that until the first day of school. The first day of school, you'll hear WBLS, home R&B, no hip hop. They hated hip hop over there. But on Friday and Saturday nights, 9 p.m. to midnight, you had Marley and Magic. And all of us hip-hop cats was glued to our radio. And then on KISS was a little bit more, they played a lot of the black records. They played a lot of the crossover white records, like Hall & Oates, What You Won't Do for Love. And they played some hip-hop in their rotation. But it wasn't like you was hearing, once again, you wasn't hearing like, you wasn't hearing the ill joints.
Let me stop one second. I think you look like a karate movie right now. I don't know why. Hold on. Let me see what's going on, if it's out of sync. All right, say something.
Yo,
Yeah, it's a little out of sync, but whatever. Maybe
yeah,
it is synced, but whatever. This is the power of the internet. So, but
yeah,
I remember Red Alert. Red Alert was the introduction to the native tongues. That's where we heard the native
yes.
tongues because people keep forgetting about them promos, them Jungle Brother promos. Oh
Oh
my
my God.
God.
The promo which
Oh, the
introduced Q.
promo, period.
Yep.
But remember, the promo was also in time.
Yeah. Yeah,
In
that's right.
time,
That's
and the
right.
promo was the same. You know, I'm telling you, I know
Yeah.
that. Yeah, in
Yeah.
time, and the promo. But yo, them drums, yo, I was trying to steal them drums for a long time, but there's no naked. No, it might be some naked parts in them drums. So I
You
ain't
know
saying that.
what? Wait, the drums for In Time? Give
Yeah,
me a minute. I'll look. I might, yo, on the real, I might know where they got them from. So I'll find out. If
yeah.
I have it, it's yours.
I'm still waiting for the drums for Heads Ain't Ready, but that's another story. I'm
Yeah,
about
I
to.
got to actually walk.
I'm about to hit walk. So yeah, the promos. That's when we first heard Chi Ali. It was the first time it was
Yeah.
a promo, and that was produced by the Beatnuts. Remember, the
Yep.
Beatnuts was doing all the Red Alert promos at one point.
Yo, the
You know what I'm
beat.
saying? Yeah, the Beatnuts was doing a lot of Red Alert promos. So this was the introduction to like a lot of, because remember in New York City, I don't know how the world took to them, but at one point the Jungle Brothers was over Tribe.
Oh
Jungle
yeah,
Brothers was the
yeah,
top, one of the top groups, especially when they
yeah.
made Straight Out the Jungle and all that. You know, one of Biggie favorite records was the JBs, Who's
Yeah.
Coming Through. Y'all know who. Biggie always wanted me to cut that and then throw on the Spread Love drums. So
Yo.
him rhyming the Spread Love with that big freestyle, that's why he rhymed to that, because he loved that drum break, the Spread Love drums. That's why
You
he
know,
yeah, go
you
ahead.
know, you know what the sample is for the JBs, right?
Yeah,
Father
um
figure,
who?
father figure, George Michaels.
The the
That
JBs?
the JBs, the JBs.
Oh, that part. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got that, then you got the piano. Dun, 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 dun. Yo, I
Yeah,
love that. Yo, who was doing them beats?
that was Africa. Yo, let me tell you something. Africa doesn't get his props neither.
Yeah.
Africa was the dude. He was making. What Africa would do, he'll take two different records and put them together on a beat, and you swear those records match.
Facts. Yeah, he was stacking. He was like one of the first people stacking.
Took that and he took it to another level.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? He, like, because Q-Tip, when he started really making beats, he did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He would take two different records, put them together, and you swear they're the same record.
You know what I loved? They had a song called Black Woman with Karen Wheeler singing on it. Yo, because I used to love Karen Wheeler, man. I used to be from soul to soul. Like, see, man, y'all, I'm telling y'all missed a lot of good music, because it was a point in time where all we cared about was the music, man. Go ahead,
Let me tell you how much I was in love with Karen Wheeler as a singer. I went to the Soul to Soul party back in the days at Wetlands. The party was at Wetlands.
Wow.
Soul to Soul album release. And I'm at the party and I seen Karen Wheeler. And I said, yo, you don't know me, but we gonna work together. I'm gonna make a record with you. And she was like, really? Okay, cool. I'll see you then. Yo, when we got the Beatminerz deal at Raucous, yo, Kenny Parker introduced me again to Karen Wheeler. But I never told her that. I told her about, that was me that said that. Yo, she was one of the first artists I looked for. And I found her because Salam Remy's pops was managing her.
Wow.
And we recorded a song with her at Salam Remy's studio.
Wow.
Which is a song open on the Beatminerz album.
Wow.
And she is so incredible, yo.
I could imagine, man.
She's so talented. And she lived out here in Brooklyn for a minute.
I wish I'd have known that. I used to love she also did a song with Africa rapping on it. It was called In the Life. Remember, hold the beat, drop the beat.
Records.
Yeah.
I play that on the radio.
Yeah.
And I was like, y'all talk about Y'all talk about living in the back to life. That's cool, but check this out.
Yes. Yes.
And when
Yep.
I played that, cats was looking at me like, yo,
Yep.
where'd you get that from? Where'd I get it from? This is
Yep.
on
Yep.
album.
Yeah.
Yo.
We reminiscing on them.
Yeah.
Cause at them times, man, you had to have some records, but then you had to bust out with something. Everybody was like, yo, what's that? Who's your favorite on air DJ though?
Favorite on air DJ? Wow. You know what? Here's the funny thing. On air DJ, I would give it to Kid Capri.
Yeah, he's incredible.
And Kid Capri, first of all, Kid Capri influenced a lot of people.
Facts.
Including myself when I was doing my mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? And Kid Capri, when he was on BLS,
yes,
he was one of the only DJs that sounded like his tape.
Yes.
Because he's DJing, we gonna spread love right now, word up.
Yeah.
Yo, he used to kill it. You know what I'm saying? Pete Rock is up there.
Kevy Kev is up there, definitely.
Kevy Kev, yo.
Kevy Kev, man. Shout out to Kevy Kev. We friends on Instagram and we became friends because I shouted him somewhere. And he was just like, yo, I was like, nah, bro, you had me going in the house.
Yeah.
For your set. You know what I'm saying? So who's your favorite on record DJ? Scratcher. Who does the best scratches on records?
Premier, of course. Scratch. I give Scratch. Scratch. Nice.
Rampage alone, man.
Yeah, yo, he did that EPMD album. Like, if Scratch wasn't cutting on that album, it would have just been a dope album.
Yo, you know it's crazy because a lot of people don't know the ladies and gentlemen, he's just bringing the record back, but people don't know that.
Yeah.
People don't know that. Did you know that when Mr. C got it saying Mr. C, you know that it's a demo backwards?
No, I didn't know that.
Go pull up your records of It's a Demo and spin it backwards and say, Mr. C, Mr. C, Mr. C, Mr. C.
Holy, yo, I'm gonna definitely do that.
Right. When you do it, hit me, be like, yo, that's Mr. C. It's the G-Rap saying it's a demo, it's a demo. When you spin it backwards and say, Mr. C, Mr. C, Mr. C, Mr. C.
Yo,
crazy.
That's easy.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy. But I like I think Scratch when he did that it was the Rampage cuts that got me, but it's also the Real Solo Please Stand Up. That's him doing them cuts. He's cutting the hit me. Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that.
Yo, you know you have ghost writers?
Ghost cutters.
Producers? He's a ghost cutter.
Ghost cutter. Like a lot of people I remember when I first heard Strictly for the Ladies. And I said, yo, that's Gangstar doing them cuts because I love cuts. I was like, yo, that's Gangstar because I didn't know that I didn't know that it was two different people. I just thought Gangstar was the one person. I didn't even know who was who. But I was like, that's Gangstar. Then years later, when people found out that was DJ Premier doing the cuts on Strictly for the Lady, I was like, I told you, because Premier cuts, it was the X girl to the next girl. Come on, man.
Yeah. Yo, let me tell you something. When we was up at D&D, that's the one thing I loved at D&D. Like in Studio A, you had the Beatminerz. In Studio B, you had Premier. We was there from Monday to Friday from 2000. Well, Beatminerz 1993 to 2002. Monday to Friday, we was in that studio, and Premier was across the hall.
Wow.
And we had Studio A and B, and then Studio C was the studio that if you wanted to rent time at D&D, that studio you're gonna have to get because you wasn't getting our room.
Yeah. So when you first started producing, and what did you do the Black Moon album on? What equipment was that?
I used it was funny because I just did a thing where I spoke about this, and I was sitting here doing an interview, but I used, I'm gonna show you the picture. That's what I'm looking for on my phone. I used this sampler called the Akai 612, like high 612.
Never heard of it.
That's it right there.
Wow. So what are you using to trigger with?
And to trigger, I use this drum machine called the Casio RZ1.
Wow. So what I'm asking him is, when he has a sampler, the sampler, you could put the samples in there, but you still have to trigger. You still have to hit a pad per se.
Yeah.
Back then, when we started doing beats, they didn't make just pads. You had to have some type of drum machine with a pad or a keyboard.
Yeah.
And then you had to be careful with some of the keyboards, because the keyboard, you had to find a way to cut it off, or you would hold it and it would play the whole thing. So you had to either truncate it, which is cutting it all the way to the last bit that you wanted, or you had to find a way to do the off on, and that's what we did with the 950. So I thought you did that with a 1200 and 950.
Nah, I didn't. Well, here's the thing: I didn't have a 1200 yet. So the 612 is the mother of the 950.
Okay.
But you can only sample one thing at one time.
Wow.
So I had to sample the drums, lay the drums down. Had to sample, everything. Now what happened was, when I went to D&D, I mean not the D&D, when I went to, we did, the first record we did was Who Got the Props.
Yes.
And we went to the studio downtown Brooklyn. This dude name was Shlomo Sonofield. That's the engineer's name. And me and him, like, as soon as I walked in that studio, you know how you walk into somewhere and you go, yo, I hate this dude right now. I don't even know.
Facts, yeah.
I looked at
his vibe.
And I was like, I just want to punch him in his face, but this is our studio and I can't mess this up. So he was an ass. Like, this dude, like, we're in the middle of the session. He goes, yo, I need some coffee. Buckshot, go get me some coffee. And Buck looked at him like, what?
Yeah,
he said, yo, he said, you the MC, right? And Buck was like, yeah. He said, yeah, Mr. Coffee, go get my coffee. And Buck looked at him and I looked at him, and me and Buck looked at each other like, and Five was like we all just looked at this dude, and then we looked at Michael Weiss from Nervous Records, because he was there. And Mike was like, I'll go get the coffee. I'll go get it, And Mike went and got the coffee. So then later on, I'm telling him, like, because back then I didn't know how to use the SP like that. And I didn't know how to use 950. And I was telling him, I said, okay, this is what I want to do. I need this part of the drum. And I played the joint and he sampled it. Then he truncated. I told him how to truncate it. He truncated it. And, we did all the stuff we had to do to have the beat rolling. So the beat's rolling now. And I put the different stuff in it, the sprinkles in the chorus. And so I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, in that record, in Who Got the Props, there's two drum loops. There's Skull Snaps, which everybody knows.
I already knew that was a Skull Snap, yep.
And underneath that is Sport.
Wow.
That's what it is. You hear Skull Snaps, but you feel
because it dominated.
Sport.
Yeah, dominated it. Yeah.
So that's why the drums on Who Got the Props goes vroom, vroom, whap, vroom, vroom, whap, instead of boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap. Now, I'm telling him, yo, I just want this how I want the drums to go. This how I want the sample to go. And he's like, oh, so you telling me how to do my job?
Yeah, but nigga, because you ain't the producer.
Yeah,
I'm the producer.
Not the producer.
You're the programmer. You will be considered to be the programmer.
So I'm telling him, I'm like, yo, this is what I want. My Mr. Walt comes to the studio, and dude is like, why you gotta have a lot of people here? Walt looks at him and goes, yo, you know what? I'm leaving, because Walt was already on some, y'all choke this dude out. So, you disrespecting my family, you disrespecting my crew, and I'm like at the point where I'm like, yo, if this dude say the wrong thing, yo, I'm about to choke this dude. What ends up happening is I'm telling him how I want the drums EQ'd, and he's like, well, your snares are supposed to go bap. I'm like, yo, this ain't an 80s hip-hop record. Stop that. That's not how it's going to go. So finally, he's like, oh, so you think you know everything? You think you know everything? You sit at the board and mix it. I mixed Who Got the Props.
And the tumultuous session end up making a classic record. Made it all worth it.
And when I mixed that record and he heard that final mix and he heard the way I had everything rocking and he seen that I knew my way around the studio, yo, we did that mix and I was like, I told Michael Weiss, I said, yo, check this out. We got everything? He said, yeah. I said, yo, we ain't never going back there ever again.
Facts.
I said, if I go back there, I'm going to burn that place down.
So did you get an Usher check?
No. I got, I had to kind of like depot that situation. But
you didn't get a check for Think of You by Usher?
No. You know why? Because they cleared the original.
Oh, that's some suckers. I hate when they do that.
Why?
But they know, but the programming is still yours though. The drums and everything.
Yeah, because I chopped the sample. But what happened was, this is what ended up happening with that. I got money from that because Cats got on some, you know what, let's do what's right. And that's how we ended up getting a little bit something off of that.
Got you.
Because they did what was right. But when it first came out, I was like, a word? Crazy. I said, yo. And then my lawyer was like, yo, they cleared. He said, because my lawyer looked it over. He was like, yo, they cleared the sample already. He said, they cleared everything. So they replayed it.
Yes.
And then they cleared the
interpolation.
Cleared
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, that's cool. But Michael Weiss was like, yo, but no, you was inspired by the Black Moon record.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Cats got that too, and you know.
So with the Black Moon album, who got the props was very sonically good. How many MCs was sonically good? But then some of the other records didn't match sonically. Where was those recorded and mixed at? I'm just being real with you.
no, of course.
You know, yeah.
Man, I'm laughing because, you know, of course, I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah.
This is what happened. So we did Who Got the Props at Slow Mo Spot. I already know that was already mixed. And when we went into the studio to work on the album, we went to Calliope. Now, Calliope was, for all y'all who don't know, that was a famous hip-hop studio. The Native Tongues recorded there. Sonic, Gangstar, DITC. A lot of people recorded there because at midnight, the room would cost $25 an hour.
That definitely made a difference back in the days. Yeah.
But also with that $25 an hour, they didn't do, like, we was using tape. They never did an alignment on the machine. So if you know, for people who don't know, you got to do an alignment on the machine so that all the levels are set.
Yep.
If you don't do an alignment, the levels are going to be crazy on the tape. It may, on the meters, it may look right, but on the tape, it might be too hot or whatever.
And that sometimes took an hour out of your session.
Yeah. Now, what happened was we record all the records that sound like, yo, what they mix this at in their house? Those were all recorded at Calliope. And when we left Calliope, because we had a fallout at Calliope. When we left Calliope, and you know, I'm gonna tell you the D&D story. When we left Calliope, you know, we had a big fallout at Calliope because the owner of Calliope was a dick. He's rollerblading around. It was a big studio. He's rollerblading. You know, he's bugging now. He had a sign on the door that said, "Do not knock on the door." So I was going to the store to get some stuff. Buck was closing the door. I turned back around and tapped the door and said, "Yo, Buck." The owner came to the door and said, "Didn't I tell you? Don't be knocking on the door." And woo woo. And I'm like, "Yo, my man, what you yelling at me for? You crazy?" He said, "Yo, check this out. You only up here recording a demo anyway. Why don't you leave?" I said, "You know what? I am going to leave." And that's when he realized we actually was recording the album. And he had to give us all that money back.
But you had some recording. You had something on tape?
Yeah, we had like a bunch of songs recorded. So we took all our stuff. We left. We got our money back. And the next morning, I'm walking through Times Square with a hand cart. And on there's like 6 reels.
They don't know nothing about them reels, boy.
Yeah, I got like a bag of records on my shoulder. Because Nervous Records office is 1501 Broadway, which is Times Square, where they drop the big ball at.
Mm-hmm.
Their office is right across the street from MTV. So I'm walking to Nervous Records to go tell Mike what happened. And for some reason, what would happen is whenever I had a dilemma or whatever, I would always bump into Premier.
Mm.
So I'm walking down Broadway and I get to 41st. Bump into Premier. He's like, yo, where you going with all your reels? He said, what's going on? I said, yo, man, these dudes up at Calliope, man, they got on some ish with us, you know. And you know, I need to go look for a studio. Premier goes, yo, check this out. I'm at this studio right now, and I'm the only hip hop dude there.
Wow.
Why don't you come check it out? And if you like it, we can be the only hip hop dudes there rocking.
Mm.
And I said, you know what? That's cool. He said, yo, what time you want to come through? I said, I don't know. What time you gonna be there? He said, yo, this is exactly what he said to me. My session starts at 12. So I'll be there about 3 o'clock. I was like, what? Because I didn't know about that back then.
Yeah, because I wasn't playing. I ain't gonna front. I was an early bird studio. I wanted all my hours because I was paying out of pocket. So
I was in the studio an hour early.
Yes. Because a lot of times we had to go there, and especially if you had a new reel, you had to format the reel. So that took an hour, and they didn't give you that time. So if you got 4 hours, you lost the hour formatting the reel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which I hated. And then we moved on to ADAT and DA88s. But I like the 2. I like the 2-inch.
The 2-inch
Nothing
reel.
like the 2-inch. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, so I went to the studio. Premier showed me his room, which was Studio B. And I was like, yo, this is dope. Then Dave from D&D showed me Studio A. When I seen Studio A had a small control room and a big vocal booth and a lounge. And I said, yo, this would be perfect. Because I knew, yo, this would be dope because Buck and his peoples and 5 and 8 peoples could be all in the vocal booth and in the lounge. And I could be in the control room with the engineer by myself doing what I got to do.
Facts.
And, yo, Studio A. And plus, I love the sound of Studio A. I was like, yo, this is my studio right here. And we went there. The first thing I did was we recorded the rhymes to Buck 'Em Down.
Okay.
And, you know, Buck 'Em Down beat was already laid at Calliope.
The remix or the original?
The original. These are all the Enter the Stage.
Okay.
So I was like, yo, this is dope. I love the feel, and we stayed there. I stayed there until they closed. And, you know, we recorded, like, I'm trying to think, like, Powerful Impact was recorded and mixed at Calliope.
Okay.
So that's why it sounds the way it sounds. Buck 'Em Down was recorded at Calliope, mixed at D&D. A couple of the records was recorded at Calliope. And what it was, a lot of the beats was done at Calliope, except for How Many MCs, You the Man.
You could tell the difference. You the Man featuring Havoc that nobody really knows like that.
You the Man and...
Didn't Havoc use that verse twice?
Nah.
Oh, I could have sworn I heard that verse before. Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
And Ish Is Real. See, I'm censoring myself because I know you're on YouTube.
Yeah, they be acting funny sometimes. But I've been
that's why.
But I like the joint that Eminem. Who ended up using it? Was it Eminem used y'all record, or was that
What I Got You Open?
Yeah, the original.
Both.
But wow.
Well, what happened was Eminem had these dudes go in to make the beat, which was corny because Eminem could have just called us and we'd have did it.
Facts.
Buster called Walt on the phone like, yo, I need you to make this beat over. And Walt went, looked at his disc, pulled out the original SP disc, pulled out the original 950 disc, and said, yo, Buster, just rent a 950 and an SP.
That's it.
And Walt and laid it down again. Like Eminem, it would have been no problem because we still have the original disc to all that
I
stuff.
still got all my original. So wasn't Eminem supposed to be down with y'all at one point? Did you ever hear about that?
No, here's the Eminem story, and
Okay.
I'm saying it from the way I heard it. First of all, Eminem, I was at 88 Hip Hop. 88 Hip Hop, for all y'all that don't know, 88 Hip Hop was the first online
Online
hip hop.
radio show.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yes.
was the producer of the
Al
show.
Mitra was there.
Yep,
That's when
Cynical,
Cynical. That's when you
Randy
seen that.
Mark. Yep,
When you see that Big L freestyle, it was there. And you had,
yeah,
if you was a rapper, you
yep,
had to go to 88 Hip Hop. You
yep.
had to, because that's where you
And
was gonna
yep,
rap.
if you went to 88 Hip Hop, I was there because I was producing the show.
Facts.
So 88 Hip Hop, and now, by the way, that's where Beatminerz Radio started too.
Wow.
Because 88 Hip Hop was the show, but it was also the hip hop channel.
Was Finster Bundy there with you too?
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
had you had 88 Hip Hop that came on Wednesday nights. You had Beatminerz Radio that came on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 2 to 4. 2 to 4 p.m.
Yep.
And Mondays was me. No, I did Wednesdays. I did Wednesdays. Mondays was Finster. Finster, I forgot who Finster. Somebody else did Mondays. Wednesdays was me rocking. Fridays was Mr. Walt. You know what I'm saying? And no, Fridays was Almitra Cynical and Almitra Cynical. I don't know. It was something like that, but we was rocking up there with them. But it's like, I forgot what I was saying now. I'm getting old.
Yeah, nah, you're not getting old. I mean, so you talking about 88 Hip Hop was like the first radio show.
Oh, Eminem thing. Now,
yes, Eminem.
So I'm up at 88 Hip Hop, and this white dude shows up. So, and up at 88 Hip Hop, at the time, you had all the ill battle rappers up there battling and all that. So the white dude shows up. And I'm looking at him like, yo, this dude is food, B. I'm on the intercom. Yo, who's the dude? Who's the white dude? Yo, watch him and make sure they don't herb him. Because we don't need nobody getting beat up here. He comes in and he's like, hey, hi,
Because if he can't rap, he's getting his ass whipped.
Yeah, he gets on the mic. And I'm watching through the glass like, see what this motherfucker, see what this dude's going to do.
Yeah.
He gets on the mic. I'm like, yo, who's this dude? End of the night, I turn around, he's gone. So I'm like, yo, who was that dude? Oh, it was this dude named Eminem, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. So Paul goes to me, he goes, yo, here's his record. He had an EP out.
Who's Paul? Paul Rosenberg?
Paul Rosenberg.
He was there back then?
Yeah.
Wow.
He said, here's his album, here's his EP. So, unbeknown to myself, the next day he had a meeting at Duck Down. And he's up there with Drew and them. And Buck and them are like, yo, this dude is nice on the mic. We're going to sign him. So, while he's in New York, he also has a meeting over at Raucus. Raucus is like, yo, we want to do a record with him. So Walt sees Brian and Jarrett from Raucus, and Walt's like, yo, B, I want to we got to produce a record for your label. Because I already did the Sound Bombing joint. I already made the Sound Bombing. Because Sound Bombing was a mixtape that they're supposed to give out. And they loved it so much they sold it. And so Walt was telling Brian and Jack, yo, you need Beatminerz to produce a record for your label. You want to be official underground? Beatminerz got to produce a record. So he tells Walt, yo, when y'all gonna be up at D&D? Walt's like, we'll be there tomorrow. We sit up at D&D. Brian and Jarrett shows up with the white dude, Eminem. And Walt's like, what? Yo, E, come here. Who's that? And I'm like, nah, he's all right. And Walt's looking at him. Eminem gets up there. He goes, "Hi." Walt said, but then he started rhyming.
Mm.
And he started doing the rhymes to Any Man. Leave the studio. We mixed the record.
Mm.
So I'm thinking, oh, yo, so he's going to be on Raucous. Little do I know, Buckshot and Drew are on a plane going to L.A. with Eminem. So they go out to L.A. and when they're out in L.A., they introduce because Buckingham had the deal at a Priority.
Okay.
They introduced Eminem to the owners of Priority. The owners of Priority laugh.
Wow.
They laugh at Eminem. They're like, oh, this dude looks like a Backstreet Boy, blah, blah, blah. Buck, Drew, and all of them get mad, and they storm out of Priority. And they go on the Wake Up Show with Sway, Tech, and Revolution. And Eminem is freestyling on the Wake Up Show.
Mm.
And that's how Eminem ended up getting heard by Rico Suave. Rico Suave.
Whoa. Rico Suave? Rico Suave?
He was the big A&R to Interscope.
Whoa.
Rico Suave calls the station, yo, who's the guy rhyming with Buckshot and Smith and Wesson?
Mm.
And that's how Eminem got on Interscope.
Wow.
He was going to be on Duck Down.
Mm.
If the cats at Priority didn't diss him.
Mm.
And I'm happy that he went with Dre because, you know, over at Duck Down, he would have been one of us. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be Eminem. Like Eminem, one thing with Eminem, and this is what I always tell people, y'all could say whatever y'all want about him. Eminem always, all the MCs Eminem signed was MCs.
Mm-hmm.
He never signed like the corny dude that, hey, I do magic when I rhyme.
Yeah.
He always messed with real hip hop cats.
Rappers.
D12 was battle rappers. 50 Cent was a dope MC. Still, he's a dope MC.
Yeah.
Let me stop saying was. 50 Cent is a dope MC. And come on, the group with Joel and all of them, that's a bunch of battle rappers.
Facts. So Nervous Records, what happened with Nervous Records?
Oh, simple. Michael Weiss signed us. You know, Nervous was a house label, by the way.
Facts.
Nervous is still a house label.
Wow. Nervous still exists?
Yeah. Man, they got Louis Vega just did he's doing his second album on there right now. And Mike is always dropping house records.
Wow.
That Nervous Records is gonna be here forever. Because Mike, like the house joint, there's always money in house.
So Nervous, not to cut you, but Nervous splendid labels, right? Nervous, Rec.
You have Nervous
and
Rec,
Weeded, right?
Weeded. Then you had Sorted, and you had another label they had. But the main labels was Nervous and Rec. And what it was Black Moon. We was originally signed to Nervous. You know what I'm saying? But when the DJ started getting confused because the house dudes was buying Who Got the Props, thinking it was a house record. And when they would get home, they'd be like, yo, it's a hip hop record. I don't want this crap. So that's why he made the different labels. But Nervous, Nervous, they still around. And Mike, the thing that happened with Black Moon and Nervous was me, Buck, and Five, we was stupid. Because we got our contract, we went to a lawyer, and the lawyer said, yo, this is an average contract. We said, okay, that's cool. He didn't say, yo, go in and negotiate. He didn't say this, that, and the third. He said it was an average contract. And Michael Weiss, being the business person that he is, he made sure the business was in his favor.
As he should.
And and then for a long time, I was mad at Mike. But after a while, this is how I look at it. Michael Weiss put us on. He made it so that I'm able to do all the stuff I'm doing now. And also, I have a classic album under my belt because of him. Because he took a chance. And, yo, B, I should have did my business much better than I
But you
did.
was a kid though, right? Right or wrong?
Yeah, I was 21.
Got you.
I was 21, running around with mad shorties. You know what I'm saying? And just buying. All I cared about was music and girls and music and girls and music and girls and music.
Mm-hmm. So
And you know, so
Weeded was Mad Lion, right?
yeah, that was supposed to be the reggae label.
Yeah, Mad Lion. Yep.
Mad Lion, Lady Apache, and there was somebody else, but Mad Lion was the big
Yes.
drawer of that.
Yes. So y'all leave Rec Records, and didn't y'all this is when D&D, I mean not D&D, Duck Down was still D&D. Duck Down is formed, right?
Yeah, Duck Down was formed. All right,
It was a management company at first, right?
Yeah, here's what happened. Chuck Chill Out, when we got the way we got our record deal, Chuck Chill Out seen us performing at a DNA Hank Love party.
Got you.
And he was like, yo, I work at this label and I want to sign y'all. When we first seen Chuck Chill Out, we was like, yo, we not dealing with him. This dude's a drug head. Get out of here.
Chuck Chill Out?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Chuck, you know.
Yeah.
He did his thing, but he's good. He's good now. We're good.
Yeah.
But you know, back in the days, he was partying it up. Let's say like that. And you know, we didn't want to deal with him, so we tried to sneak away. And Chuck, Chuck knew. He knew. We was gonna walk out the back door. His cousin was at the back door, and he was at the front door. And he was like, "Nah, we gotta do this." I shopped my stuff to everybody. And every label. I shopped the Black Moon demo to everybody except Wild Pitch, Def Jam, and Profile.
Why?
The reason I didn't shop to those labels, Barbito was the A&R at Def Jam.
Def Jam. Mm-hmm.
Search was the A&R at Wild Pitch, and I was cool. I was mad cool with Stu Fine. And Funkmaster Flex was the A&R Profile. I didn't want my friends to think I was using my friendship to get a record deal. And I remember Caps was like, "Yo, you didn't bring it to us because of that." I'm like, "Yo, B, that's how I am. I never want none of my friends to think I'm using them or whatever." And I'm like that to this day. So, we shopped to everybody and they said no. And I was sitting here at the same table. I was sitting at this table and I was like, "Yo." And I looked at that Chuck Chill Out card and I called Buckshot and said, "Yo, think we should call him?" Buck said, "Yeah, I'll call him." And Buck called Chuck and was like, Chuck said, yo, meet me up at the label on Friday, 12 o'clock. Don't be late. We got there at 11:30. So, excuse me, we got there. Michael Weiss, he brought us into Michael Weiss. Michael Weiss was sitting at the desk looking at us. He's like, "So let me get this straight. You guys are Black Moon. You got knapsacks. You got on boots. You got on big hoodies. Why don't you call yourself the Backpacks? The Backpacks. I was like, "Yo, my man, check this out. I'm out of here." I was like, "Nah, that's not happening. We're Black Moon, B." And so then we performed. And we performed. I had back in the days, everybody was performing off their tapes. I had dub plates.
Oh, smart man.
Because I was always on my DJ thing. So I pulled out the dub plate. He was like, "Hey, what's that?" I said, "It's an acetate." I said, because he's not gonna understand dub plate. It's acetate. And he's like, "Oh, okay, you got acetate. Oh, professional." And I'm looking at him like, "Yeah, that's right." Put the acetate on, and Buckshot started rhyming. And Five started rhyming with Buck, and
They used to have a little dance routine almost too early on,
So they doing all that stuff, and I'm just standing at the turntable like, just chilling. And Gladys Pizarro is the woman who, her and Michael Weiss are the reasons why house music was so big back in the days. Gladys Pizarro walks in and she says, "Yo, I don't know what's going on here, but Mike, you need to sign those dudes. I don't know what's going on, but you need to sign them." And yo, by Monday we had contracts.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's how we got our deal, just like that.
So how did the duck down thing start?
Now the duck down thing started because once again, remember Chuck used to like to party.
Mm-hmm.
Chuck had a party and he disappeared.
Mm.
And you know, when Chuck disappeared, we were supposed to go to Philly.
Mm.
We were supposed to go to Philly Friday night and do a promo run in Philly and come back Monday afternoon. And Chuck had all the money to pay for the hotels and all that.
Yeah.
And Chuck disappeared.
Mm.
So when Chuck disappeared, we was like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, what are we gonna do? And I was like, yo, you know, I got my little bit of mixtape money,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and Drew, who was Drew was the dude up at Nervous working that was just doing what he had to do. He was packing up records. He was calling DJs on the phone. Like he was working up at Nervous. Drew was like, yo, I could get my mom's car
Mm.
and I'll drive y'all down to Philly to do what y'all gotta do. And then, but we're gonna have to come right back because
Mm-hmm.
I want my mom to know the car's missing.
Mm.
Took his mother's cell phone, took his mother's car. His mother had a BMW wagon.
Mm.
Jumped in it. We went down to Philly. We did our promo runs. Anything we had to do, came back. On the drive back from Philly,
Mm-hmm.
Buck and Drew were up in the front seat talking about, yo, you know, like this is messed up. What happened? And blah blah blah, this and that. And that drive is how Duck Down got invented.
Mm.
By the time we got back to New York, Duck Down management was in effect.
Wow. So Black Moon signed to Duck. How did that work though? Because ain't that like a
Nah, you know what it is? The owner of the Black Moon member is a part of the management. So it's like we basically was chilling. Let's just say it like that.
got you? But that wasn't a
And,
conflict of interest to you?
nah,
Okay.
we never had a problem like put like this. Our circumstance was different because our label head and all
Mm.
that, he's right here.
Got you.
Like, yo, if I got a problem, I'm coming to your house.
Yeah.
It's
Facts.
not like the dude that works at CBS where you got to go to him in his office hours.
Mm-hmm.
We all outside of this business, we still are cool.
Mm.
And everything was transparent. Like Drew would be like, yo, this is the pay, this is what came in, and this is what's going on, and woo woo woo. So it wasn't like we didn't see everything going on.
It started as Duck Down Enterprises though, right? It wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Duck Down Management, then it went to Duck Down Enterprise, and then Duck Down Entertainment.
Mm.
And Duck Down Entertainment is Duck Down Management, Duck Down Records.
The van.
You know, yeah.
So why you wasn't never a part of Duck Down the management team and all that? Because you was there from the inception.
I had Beatminerz.
Got you.
Me and Walt was on the other side doing Beatminerz where we was producing mad records. And it was like either A or B. Am I gonna do Beatminerz with my brother, which is my dream?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I gonna go work at the label? Now there was a point where I was up at the label for a sec, rocking with them. That was I went back in 1997 and worked at the label with them.
Mm.
But other than that, I was doing Beatminerz.
That's when y'all shared the office with. Who y'all shared the office with again?
Priority.
No, when it was something else.
You talking about Rob Stone? You talking about Cornerstone?
Yes, Cornerstone. Yes, I used to like Cornerstones. Cornerstone.
Yeah.
You fuck with Cornerstone. So now Duck Down is in effect the record labels, the management, because y'all ride around Brooklyn in this van, this damn 18 van, and I'm like, yo, these dudes, you know what I'm saying, ride around in this van. I was like, because at that particular time, I don't know if the audience knows, the only van that was popping was the Source van. The Source van.
Yeah.
So this is where These guys is riding around. They got all their promo. They got all of the everything. They got Snipes Witches posters. They got T-shirts. They got stickers. They got everything. Because stickers was very big in hip hop at one point. So they got all of this stuff. So they riding around in this van that says Duck Down. The only other van was the Source van. So they riding around in the van. We like, yo. So you might have seen the Duck Down van in plenty of Smith & Wesson, Black Moon videos, because the Duck Down van was very, very popping. So when does all the groups come? Cause like we only remember Black Moon, and then Black Smith & Wesson happens, the record, and then here goes Smith & Wesson, but I don't remember when all the groups came to
This is
them.
This is what happened. Everybody was always there.
Okay.
It was just, it's your time.
Gotcha.
Now, what happened was when me, Buckshot and Five started doing the Black Moon stuff. Buckshot will always go, yo, E, you gotta meet my man MC Steele. MC Steele this, MC Steele that. It got to a point where I was like, yo, chill, like, let's do what we doing, and then when we finish, we can work with MC Steele. MC Steele happened to be Steele from Smith & Wesson, and he had his man's Tech with him. And when we would do shows, Smith & Wesson would roll with us. And here's the illest. So Steele, you know, he all laid back and cool. Tech never spoke.
Yeah.
So for a little while, I thought Tech was mute. Because he never spoke. One day I turned around, Tech is rhyming. I said, yo, you know how to speak? He said, yeah, but, you know, I don't talk until, till
I'm rapping.
He's not. He was like, I don't talk until someone asks me a question or anything like that. If it's not my turn to talk, I'm not going to talk. I was like, you know what? I respect that. And it's like, yo, like, so then Black Moon's on the road. Smith & Wesson's opening up for us.
That's still in how many MCs doing this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because when we first went on the road, Smith & Wesson would open up the show. They would come out with their ski mask on. And I would throw on a beat. I would throw on deep cover, and they would freestyle the deep cover.
Got you.
And then we would go into the Black Moon show. You know what I'm saying? And Smith & Wesson would back up Buck and Five. You know what I'm saying? All the chorus stuff they was doing on the stage.
Why was your and how many MCs video? Why was your foot on the wall? I always, I'm your man. I love you, but I always wanted to ask you why was his foot on the damn wall? What was you doing?
Okay, I'm gonna break this down to you. One of my dreams was to win DMC battle.
Okay,
the DJ battle
makes sense.
Either the DMC battle or the Superman battle.
Makes sense.
And I was rehearsing for that battle. And in 1992, I finally was going to enter the battle. We got the record deal.
Hold on, who year was that? I don't think you was going to win that year. Who year was that? Who year was 92?
I don't remember.
Yeah, that was a tough year. Was it? No, it wasn't Miz. It wasn't Miz. Miz.
I would tell you this. My routine for that year, I wouldn't have walked away short though. May not have won, but I damn sure would have went in there and like murdered a couple cats.
Got you.
But I was always on some trick stuff. Like back in the days when we were on the tour, I was doing tricks.
Got you.
So what happened was I was like, you know what? I'm gonna blow up doing my Black Moon thing.
Got you.
So I don't want to enter the DJ battle. Because the thing I was also seeing was all the cats that was winning the battles, with the exception of Scratch.
Steve D, who started beat juggling, I believe, in my opinion.
Like a lot of the dudes that won the battles, they didn't go nowhere. Like you was the DJ for such and such, but you was in the back somewhere.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I seen that omen and I was like, I don't want that. I don't want to have a championship belt and then the career sucks.
Bragging rights, yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna step aside and let whoever's going to win that. But when we was setting up for the shot, Buck was like, so yo, what was you gonna do in the battle? I said, man, listen, what I would have did, I'd have did this, and I'd have did this, that, and the third, and what. And then I'd have did this on him, and I threw my legs up on the wall, and started spinning the record back, and then I started scratching the record.
Mm.
And the director of the video was recording the whole thing.
Mm.
So when
we just caught that piece of you just sitting there with your foot on the wall. Cause I'm like, yo, what is he doing? Like, but so you actually did a routine. Dope.
Yeah. So when I did the routine, we all was laughing. So then we shot the How Many MCs video part that we shooting on that terrace.
Mm.
So we shot that whole part, and then we shot another part there, and then we left. We took a scene shot with the graffiti and everything. Then we went up on the roof and did a shot.
Mm.
After we did all the shots, I went downstairs because they was doing Bushwick Day.
Mm.
So I went downstairs. There's a part in the video with me DJing in the park.
Mm-hmm.
That's Bushwick Day. I was rocking the park.
Got you.
So we finished doing all the shots. Like a week or two later, the director calls us and goes, "Yo, I want y'all to come see what we did so far to the video."
Mm-hmm.
So watching the video, and at the end of the video, it shows me catching How Many MCs. Then at the end, I see myself on the wall, and I was like, "Yo, take that out."
Yeah.
I said, "Yo, it's not in sync. Take it out."
Yeah.
And he said, "You don't understand." He said, "It's something that you can do because you did it."
Mm.
He said, "Yo, I'm gonna leave it in there because if you leave it in there, DJs are gonna be like, yo, that's crazy."
Mm.
And I was like, you know what? Let's rock with it because I can actually do it. So
yeah.
Let's rock.
When you did How Many MCs, did you want to use Hydra?
No.
You know I'm asking you that, right? Because EPMD had used it.
Yeah. See, we was on our Beatminerz thing where we didn't want to use that people flip
because people didn't understand. Prior to Puffy and Trackmasters, you did not. If somebody used a sample, it was over. You could not use the sample.
It was only one dude that was getting away with that, Herbie Lovebug.
Yeah, and then the dude who used to do the Clark Kent started doing it a lot too when he was doing them remixes. I felt like he knew better. But when y'all did the y'all got away with it because you did who did How Many MCs? You?
My brother did it. Walt did it. I just added the horns and the scratches.
Yeah, he got away with it because he didn't play all of it though. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do he did, if he had brought that I would have been like, all right, come on, you played yourself.
No.
But just the fact that you caught the loop, I was like, all right, you caught that. But I remember even when Granddaddy IU did it, I was like,
yep, he flipped it too.
He flipped it too. You know what I'm saying? And then the crazy thing, we loved the Hydra sample, but it was the drums that was the gem to Hydra.
Yeah.
It was the drums that was really the gems to Hydra. You know what I'm saying? So you did that. That record was very, very clean. And then one day I'm sitting in the crib and I hear dun, 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 and I'm like, yo, hold up, what is that? So I hear these drums, and then I knew the Whatnot drums. I could never find the Whatnot drums. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The Skull Snaps, because the first person to use the Skull Snaps was Organized Confusion, Last Piece of Chicken.
Yeah.
That's the first people to use the Skull Snaps. So when I hear these drums, the only person that I heard use those drums was Apache for Hey Girl, but that was Large Professor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I hear this horn, and then the filter. I'm like, and then they say in Bucktown, but it was still verse. It was so Brooklyn because I was like, yo, what the hell? Who, you did Bucktown?
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I don't know if you know, but you did the official anthem of Brooklyn. It ain't Brooklyn by Fab. It ain't none of that. Bucktown. Man, when Jay-Z was doing the Barclays, I said, please just bring Smith and Wesson out to do Bucktown. That is the to us, that's the Brooklyn anthem. What was going on? Oh, yeah, Steezo was the first one to use the Skull Snaps. Nah, Last Piece of Chicken.
No, Steezo was the last one. I mean, first one.
First one, okay, but I remember the Last Piece of Chicken.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Steezo. Oh man. Well, thank you.
Here's the thing. Bucktown. What happened was Jack Bruce record. Like, I took the record from Walt, and I'm listening to the record. I'm like, oh, Showbiz and AG raped this record. Oh man, it's so much. The DITC crew raped this record. Oh, that's this record they sampled. That's that. And all of a sudden, I hear.
Because we used to look for parts. We used to, yeah.
I said, yo, brought it back. I was like, yo, this is crazy right here. Now, what I did was I said, okay, this is hot. I said, yo, let me put some drums under this, and that's it. And filter it.
I could not find the Whatnot drums.
Now the Whatnot drums. Now here's another thing about that record. I sampled Apache's record.
So you did? Wow! See, didn't I say, "Hey Girl" was the first person to use that? So you did sample the Large Professor.
What? I have the Whatnots records. Here's the thing with the Whatnot record: you have to pan it.
Like you have to do Sing a Simple Song, deep cover. You got to pan. Matter of fact, you got to pull one of the RCAs out. That's what you had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
We talking some real. All right. So deep cover drums. If you don't pull one of the RCAs, which is a red and white thing, you'll hear the dun boom bang. But when you take one of them out, all you hear is the drums. So Dre, everybody, there we go. That's the RCA thing right there. So back then with the turntable, you have a left and a right. One is the high, one is the low. So if you use the Sing a Simple Song drums by Sly and the Family Stone, which is deep cover, which is Humpty Dance, which is so many beats, you have to pull one of the wires out. If you don't pull the wire out, you're gonna hear the horn. So I didn't even know the Whatnot you had to do that.
Yeah, yo, like, so yes. Please, I'm gonna tell you something though. One thing I would do, and I can say it now because it's years later. If you left your drums open,
I still do that.
We was jacking you too.
Yo, shout out to Kev Brown. Shout out to Pete Rock. Yo, I ain't gonna fry. I be spanked. Well,
I got so many drums I don't have to do it.
Yeah, I be shout out to Steezo too. But I ain't gonna front. You also you used Gangsta Bitch too though.
Yeah.
On Buck 'Em Down remix.
Yep, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
Oh,
I used that underneath the Afro Lafayette drums.
Yeah. So Taboo. I did not like how many blunts did my lighter like. I was mad. Nice as I ain't gonna front, bro. Nice and Smooth pissed me off with that. That how many blunts did my lighters like? I was like, come on, man, y'all can't do Buck. Y'all can't. Bucktown is just, you can't touch that. Well, how you felt when you heard that?
I was just like, I just went like this. It is what it is.
Nah.
I'm from the Yo B.
No biting.
No biting, but we all got similar records. So if you're gonna flip it, just flip it better.
But they ain't flip it though.
Exactly.
Like,
and I love Night School.
Yes.
Those are my dudes. Like those dudes, I love them dudes. Those are some of my favorite dudes.
Yes.
And they recorded that at D&D.
Why, you was there?
No.
I'm about to say, because there's no way you could.
I wasn't there for that. I think they did it on a weekend.
Oh, okay.
But they recorded that at D&D.
Oh, I would have been sick as hell walking in here hitting my horn. I'd be like, what are y'all in here doing? Nah, it probably would have been a brawl in there. That's how mad I used to be. Like, yo, you can't use that. So, all right, now, Black Moon. When you hear legendary groups, when you hear about some of the greatest groups of all time, why is Black Moon never mentioned?
I really think it's a hate thing. I think that cats hate on us because, number one, we didn't follow the typical. We didn't dance for chicken. We didn't do none of that stuff. And I always said, yo, if I gotta sell out to sell records, I'm not selling out, B. Like, I'm grateful that people to this day come up to me and go, yo, I love what you're doing. I love Enter the Stage. I love, like, my 15 minutes of fame should have been over a long time ago. But
you made a Brooklyn anthem. You go with me forever though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, being that we did that, I'm satisfied with the hip hop cats saying thank you. I don't need a Grammy. I don't need, because that's not impressive. Like, I'm gonna get a Grammy and I'm gonna use it on my table as a paperweight. Like, at the end of the day, I'm happy with the whole. Like, I have my props. I did something that you can't erase from history.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I made classic albums.
Yes. So, but Buckshot is he's considered to be a great MC, but why is it that Black Moon and then he was doing something called A Night before, which I didn't know what the hell that was
A lot of
about.
people, no, that was.
Let's just forget that. Let's scratch
let's erase that part.
Yeah, let's scratch that from the record. Yeah, that never happened. But I ain't gonna front, the Night Riders remix that Knife Wonder did was retarded.
No, I like that. I really like that.
That was playing your game, because that's your record. That's you used. You know what I'm saying? So, all right.
And Aaliyah was on that.
Exactly.
Aaliyah was on that.
So, the Black Moon Wind Parade, you did that. The weed record. I woke up in the morning. What the hell is the name of that again? I can't think. I have a brain fog.
I Got You Open remix.
I Got You Open remix. That is you sampled somebody else's shit too, right? That wasn't.
No, let me tell you the story on that.
That's not Barry White, right? Or that's
no, it is Barry White.
Original, but you
yeah, the original is Barry White. I'm gonna tell you the story on that. When we was working on Enter the Stage, Buckshot wanted us to loop up Hydra, and he wanted us to loop up Barry White. And we shot both of them down. And then Walt was like, yo, we gotta do one. And Walt made How Many MCs? Knocked that out, the Hydra joint. So we knocked that out. We're on tour, and Buck is, we on a plane. Buck will lean over and go, yo, E, that Barry White record's hot. And I was like, yo, B, chill. So then, yo, E, that Barry White record, you really need to look at that record. So finally one day, and this is what I used to do back in the days. If I wanted to loop up something, I would take that record. I had like 5-minute cassette tapes. Mm-hmm. I would take that particular record and record it on a 5-minute tape on both sides and leave my house with nothing but that tape. And I ran around the city all day doing what I had to do, listening to that Barry White record. I came in the house and I was like, you know what? Let's chop this up. And everything on that record is from the Barry White record. Like, the drums, there was an open part for a kick, there was an open part for the snare. The only thing.
So you didn't use, I never heard a sound play so pretty. You didn't just sample that? Oh, wow.
No, I sampled playing. Our record came first. Now, it was funny because Salam was at his studio working on that record. And before that, these dudes, L&L Scratch, come around my way.
They shit was fly though. Because
that was Barry White also.
That's Easy Mo B little brother, LG, who did that beat.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's LG. Yeah, that's LG. That's Easy. Yeah, that's Easy Mo B little brother. Yeah, yep.
That's right. What brain?
He did that whole album. Yep. But them keys on that.
Yeah. Now, I sat there. I chopped the Barry White. I did everything. Now I went to Walt and I said, "Yo, Walt, listen to this." And I was playing it for Walt. Walt was like, "Yo, that's funky." And me and Walt mixed it. We recorded it, and me and Walt mixed it. And that record, like when I did that beat, I was like, you know what? Now the 950 doesn't sample in stereo.
Facts.
But I sampled the left side and the right side. And that record is in stereo. That record sounds like I had the 2-inch tape, kind of, sort of, everybody says. And if you listen to the clarity on that record, it sounds like, yo, does he have an instrumental or something? But it was just me taking the loops off the record and having them in stereo.
Why did Buckshot's style change?
Buckshot did that because he wanted to, he was doing this singy song thing. And he started doing it on records. And he started, that was his laid back singy song. Yeah, I'm chilling and I'm doing it.
Because a lot of people were saying took Steele style a little bit. You know that, right?
But you know what? I will say this. I won't say he took Steele's style. I say he was heavily influenced because Steele was right there.
Got you.
Steele is the dude that
He's the leader of the boot camp.
he's the dude that put it together. If it wasn't for Steele,
Yes.
there wouldn't be no boot camp.
Yes.
Steele is like the smartest dude in boot camp.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The General Steele is the dude that, like Steele is the dude that if you stepping out of line, he'll check you.
Sean Price told me it's only one person that he played his album for that really matters for him, and it was Steele. He got to play it for Steele, and Steele has to approve it. Steele has to approve it. Rest in peace, Sean Price, the bro.
Yeah.
So this story, well, killing every nigga in sight, is that Lee Michaels?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I knew that.
I had to think about it.
I love that.
Dennis Coffee drums.
Got you. All right. I really, really know my records and my loops and samples, but because I used to love that part. I was like, yo, that's killing every nigga. So, all right. Intro. Did you get paid for intro?
Wait, what did you say it was? No, killing every nigga in sight is.
I think that's Lee Michaels, bro.
Wait.
It's like an organ. It's like an ill organ.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I'm mixing up reality and I'm mixing up the records. Yeah.
Intro. Funny how time flies. You got to check?
All right. Let me tell you the intro story.
Did you get a check? Yes or no first?
No. I'm going to tell you why. So, I'm home, and I hear boom, boom, and no, you know what? That's summer in the city. Summertime in the city. Killing every Murder MCs is Lee Michaels.
Got you. Okay.
Killing every nigga in sight is Quincy Jones, Summer in the City, the same record they used for Far Side Pass Me By.
Absolutely right. I'm thinking, I always mix them records, but I know Lee Michaels. Yeah.
I looped up the same drums on both of those.
That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah. Now, when we did that, when that record came out, it's a B-side. The underground is loving it. It's killing the show. So we rocking. We happy. I hear the sample like 3 in the afternoon on the radio. And I'm like, no, they are not playing my record right now. Word. Then I hear, I said, yo, word. I went just like this, word. I said, yo, and they bit it off as the drums and everything. So I hit up Buck, I hit up Five, I hit up Mike, I hit up Walt. I'm like, yo, we gonna have to step to these dudes. We getting ready to step to the dudes, and that's when this dude was like, yo, I have AIDS.
Kenny Green, rest in peace.
And we was like, all right, B.
Damn.
We're gonna let y'all rock. Like, I never want to be the bad guy. And I didn't want to be on some, I don't care if you die and I want my money. It wasn't that we wasn't desperate like that.
Well, I'm going to say Doggie Diamonds would have been like, I don't care if you're about to die, give me my money. Because you don't steal from me. I'm an asshole when it comes to people stealing. And
another thing with me, I'm a sample, like, yo, my nickname is the sample evangelist. Yo, you know how much things I sampled that I didn't clear?
Oh, so it's, okay.
So I look at it like that too, as, you know what? Here I am sampling mad joints, sampling mad people's records and not clearing it and chilling.
But it was the dig though. The dig was really the art. Yeah. It wasn't the sample, it was the dig. And it was the fact that you might have been in the crib for 2-3 days with beat block. Because people don't understand that we get beat block like writer's block. You get beat block, and you might have just finally caught something that snapped right out, and you like, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I got it. What do you lay first, the sample or the drums?
Sample.
That's like me. And then you put the drums on top of the sample.
Yeah, like now it's funny, like now I'm even more berserk. I lay the sample, then I play around the sample, like if I'm playing keys or the bass, or guitar, whatever around the sample. Whatever I'm adding to it, I add to it. The last thing I add is the drums. Because me doing drums is not just laying a loop of drums or chopping some drums. It's a process. Like all my drums snap. And I have to do my process to make the drum snap that right way. Like to this day, I'm the same way.
Yeah, I love my snare. I think it was because the Tribe Called Quest. My snare got to sound like a gunshot almost. Somebody said Doggie was trying to be the tough guy in the room. I don't try to be the tough guy in the room, but if you play with my bread, I'm going to get mine. You know what I'm saying? It's just an actual fact. And I'm from Brooklyn. It's a whole different breed. So, all right. Another story, because you got ganked a lot with your thing. Can you, what is this? Oh, also another one was Let the Brains Blow. The Look of Love sample.
Everybody was using that.
But at that particular time, nobody used it like y'all had it. And then I think the Buck Wild did it.
Buck Wild had it, Pete Rock had it. That record was a common record, so
yeah, because it's like 80 different versions of The Look of Love.
If that, like, you know, I always tell people, I'll be like, that record right there was a common, amongst us diggers, it was a common record, so.
Sing a Simple Song, Get Out My Life Woman, and The Look of Love has like 80,000 different things. All right, so the Just Blaze thing, what happened, man? Because in my honest opinion, I'm gonna be real with you. When he told his story, I know he was working at Cutting Room, but every time I went to Cutting Room, Nasty was there.
Yeah.
Right? So when he told the story of allow me to reintroduce myself, I just didn't believe it. I'm just keep it real with you. I was like, nah, you got them, man. Yeah. You got them.
My thing with that, like me and Just, we talked about it, and we're cool. We're cool. This is what I believe, right? Back in the I don't know if you know, there's this brother named Matt Fingers.
Yes.
Matt Fingers is mad cool.
A lot of polo.
Yeah, Matt Fingers was we used to call him Little Drew.
Okay.
Matt Fingers was recording his records. He was putting together his stuff. Because, he had his label, and he had his artists, and he was working with. So, he, am I saying, is it Matt Fingers? Yeah, Matt Fingers. He was working with Just Blaze, before Just Blaze blew up, at Cutting Room. So, him and Just Blaze did a record, and Matt asked Buck to rhyme on it. And Buck rhymed on it, and Buck had his man's rhyme on it. And what happened was Buck loved the record. And Buck was working on his solo album at the time. So Buck said, yo, let me get that record for my album. Matt was like, yo, take it. It's yours. So when the album came out, Matt got the album and seen that his verse was taken off the record. Now, the deal he made with Just Blaze was, yo, if I'm on the record, Just Blaze, like, if you're on the record, you can have the beat for free. If if you're not on the record, then they got to pay for the beat. So Matt told Just Blaze, yo, Buckshot, go talk to him, get your money. Just Blaze came to D&D to talk to Buckshot. I wasn't there. And when Just Blaze came to D&D, Just Blaze said, yo, I'm the dude that produced that beat. And Buckshot looked at Just Blaze and was like, yo, check this out. You should be happy I'm rhyming on your beat, homeboy.
Damn.
I'm not paying for that. Just Blaze was tight. So Just Blaze did an interview in either The Source or XXL. And they asked him about, like, different people in the industry. And he was like, yo, in the interview, he said, yo, I don't like Buckshot.
Flat out.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he said that he didn't like Buckshot. I feel that, now this is what I feel. This, Just Blaze never said this. I feel that the whole Jay-Z thing is because of that little thing. That was his way of getting cats back.
Mm.
But my whole thing is, at the end of the day, you know, which I told Just, I said, yo, like when we finally spoke about it, because I was tight.
Mm-hmm.
I was tight. I went on the Underground Railroad and I said, yo, son, if I see Just blah, 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 blah. And, you know, I was talking
You was on that Brooklyn bullshit. Yeah.
And
as you should.
Me and Just finally spoke. Like, Just wrote me an email. And then we seen each other somewhere and we spoke about it. And I told Just, I said, yo, what you have to understand is this. It's just a record, B.
But that was your single, though.
If you'd have hit me on the phone and said, what did you sample?
Mm-hmm.
I'd have gave you the record because I don't own the record. Mm-hmm. Now, here's the crazier part.
OC used it first.
Yeah, OC used it first.
It's an interlude.
Yes. One of the reasons, like when we bought the record,
mm-hmm.
when we bought the record, I didn't want to use it because I looped up the beat a long time ago. I didn't want to use it because OC used it as an interlude.
The interlude, yep.
And I didn't want people to say I was biting off of OC and Buck Wild.
Yep.
So, but I was like, yo, you know, like I told Just, I said, yo, like, we don't own these loops. Now, you know, we cleared that sample and everything. Now, here's the crazier part. You know who we had to clear the sample through?
Who?
Def Jam Polygram.
Wow.
Because it was a Polygram record.
Mm.
So cats already knew what it was. They knew who the group was. They had access to everything. So, but at the end of the day, like, you know, it is what it is, man. Like, a lot of people.
I just wasn't buying his explanation. I was like, man, get the hell out of here. Like, you working on an album and then you just so happen. I was like, nah, because I you know, I'm gonna be real with you, you the homie, but I thought that allowed me to introduce that. Shit was like, whoa, what did I just hear? Like,
no.
You kept it hip hop.
Yeah,
but that
he took it to another level.
Yeah, that was stadium music right there.
Like, I'm not like, and that's what people look at me when I say that. Like, you would say that? No, it's me keeping it real. Like,
stadium.
When I heard the way he flipped it, I was like, bastard.
Because the ill thing about the song, because I remember they used to play it, and then I was like, he should start his shows with this record. This is the beginning record. You know what I'm saying? So the drums that he used, is that the drums from the song?
No. Okay. What it is I use these drums called the Chiba Chiba drums.
Okay.
He went over it with another drum that was lighter, but it sounded like the Chiba Chiba drums.
Mm.
But he made the drums louder.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, this is a dope record. Like, you can't front, like, even when I do parties, I throw the record on because it's a dope record. Like, and you know, one thing I always tell people is, you could say whatever, but you can't front. If the record is dope, the record is dope.
Yeah. If it's
and
dope,
he flipped it. He flipped that record. And, you know, like I said, me and him, we spoke about it. We're cool. And I don't have no beef on it because that little thing that I said about the whole Buckshot thing, I understand that too.
Mm.
Because I was always that person, like, you know what?
You rub me the wrong way, it's forever. Yep. Yep.
Because like, at the end of the day, like, I always tell people, yo, Rawkus rubbed me the wrong way, and I helped put that label to sleep.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And
how you help put the label to sleep? I'm confused.
What they like, the thing with Rawkus, right? Rawkus got on when they signed us.
Mm-hmm.
We started seeing the real BS and politics of the game, like how cats really was. Like, they was on some Beatminerz. They're only gonna, like, you know, they would do conference calls.
Mm.
I mean, they would do the weekly conference calls.
Mm-hmm.
And what it was Rawkus was distributed by Priority.
Mm.
Priority distributed Duck Down.
Mm.
Duck Down was right next door to Priority. So when it was time for a conference call, who's on the conference call listening in? Me.
Mm.
And I'm hearing them on the conference call disrespect us.
Kicking y'all back in, yeah.
Yeah. So when I started hearing that, I started recording the calls.
Mm.
And what I would do is I would be like, yo, Most, let me play this. Let me play something for you. Yo, Talib, listen to what they said about you.
Wow.
And then what I started doing, I started doing little kid stuff to them. Like back in the days, they would put up the fly. That Cool G Rap was mad at Rawkus because Rawkus wasn't promoting his stuff.
Mm.
On the conference call, they say, yo, he lives out in Queens. We'll put up snipes all around his neighborhood so he'll think it's all around the city.
Mm.
And what we did was they put up the snipes at 3:30 in the morning. 3:45, we came back and ripped all the snipes down and put up Beatminerz snipes.
Damn.
So when he came outside, he seen these big raucous Beatminerz. Yo, y'all not promoting my stuff. And they was, they never knew how we was keeping a step ahead of them. And finally, I told them, I said, yo, those conference calls, I'm on them. I said, because the code for your call is the code for the duck down call. I said, so I'm on the calls listening to y'all disrespect us. And my last final straw with them was, remember, I was up in Hot 97.
Yes.
And being that I was at Hot 97, I was able to go in and out of Hot 97 with no problem. When the Beatminerz record came out, I was already off of Hot 97, but being that I'm not a bridge burner, I was able to go back and forth and, hey, what's up, everybody, So we was on Flex playing the Flip Mode record. And Rawkus Records had put out the Cool G Rap record and was trying to get on Hot to get their record played. And when they seen we was up there, they was like, yo, we're here with our artists. And they was like, well, what's the name on the thing down, on the book? Oh, well, it's Evil D, Mr. Walt. Nah, there's no Evil D, Mr. Walt on this list. They was using our government names. No, they're not on this list. They're not here. And, they always, like with Rawkus, they always tried to put the front on that they was the underground and this and that when they wasn't. And they was disrespectful to the culture. And they try to disrespect their artists, and I just made sure.
I would have never known that because there's so much good music that came out of Rawkus. Like I was always mad, like what happened to Rawkus? Like 199 is like one of my favorite records ever. Most Def and Talib Kweli, like it was just so much. Yeah, but I be liking, every now and again you got to get on some petty shit. So go ahead.
Kiss had some of the best artists in the world on their label.
Facts.
And they wasn't respecting their artists, so I took it upon myself to make sure that, you know what, y'all want to play this game? Let's play this game. But y'all got to understand, I'm part of this coalition over here of DJs, and I'm going to make sure they don't play your records.
Wow.
Same thing we did to Nervous.
To Nervous, yes. So
that's why Nervous stopped putting out hip-hop records.
Okay. Your best album, to me, production, I mean, you did a lot of great albums. But that Deshaun and shit, what was that? Yo, that set the precedent of productions. That SB200, are you the man on that now?
Yeah.
Yes.
1200, look like this. As soon as we finished Enter the Stage, I was on the 12. By the time we finished those sessions, I was on the 1200.
Got you.
Had my own 1200, had my own 950. I was in here wilding.
Same spot you at now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in this house my whole life.
What Soundboy Burial, what happened? Like what is that like? Yo, I could really I might swing on somebody when that come on. You did that or Walt?
Walt did that. I added the wind to that record. There's wind in that record.
Yes. Yo, Soundboy Burial. Yo,
Walt murdered that record, like that. And then I'm put you up on a secret that a lot of people don't know about that record. That beat was actually for Helter Skelter. Walt made that for Helter Skelter, and he played it for them, and they was like, nah. And Tech was like,
yeah. Who idea was it to put the reggae dude on it on the back end?
Was it me or Walt?
The video version.
Oh, the video version. That was the label.
Okay,
That
yeah,
was the
because
label. I think
that,
you're
that
talking about the reggae talking on the record.
yeah,
We sampled it was a Jamaican record we sampled.
yo, I
And
on the real that could somebody really could get stabbed when that record come on.
that's what we was about.
Yo, that record is so let's get it on. That's Les McCann's drums, right?
Yep, that's Mr. Walt.
Yeah.
Yo, he murdered that.
Yo, yeah. Crazy. So that comes out. So on this album, you got Let's Get It On, you got Bucktown, you got Soundboy Burial, you got so many records on here.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite record?
And we learned how to work in the studio because as you see, the quality was way better.
This is what I'm saying. That's why I said to me, this is when y'all was like, okay, the Beatminerz have arrived, because off of Bucktown alone, y'all got me. I mean, I love, like I said, I love the Black Moon stuff. I love Who Got the Props, but I remember Buckshot and 5 Feet used to wear jean suits a lot with a backpack on their back, and they used to always be with Chuck Chill Out at show. Y'all used to be with Chuck Chill Out at showcases.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And but when that The Shining, that was like, all right, this is different. This is different. This is different right here. And it was Bucktown for me. But then when I heard the Soundboy Burial, I was just like, just the two of us. Y'all did that too?
No.
Okay.
Still did that.
Okay. I wasn't.
That was not us.
Yeah, I wasn't that big of a fan of just the two of us. I wasn't.
A lot of cats. That's a either you like it or you don't.
Yeah, it was the visuals is incredible.
Yeah, I love the visuals.
The visuals incredible, but
I didn't like it because of the drum rolls.
Yes, and it was just the two of us. You know what I'm saying? But I get it why they did that. Who did Yo, you know who else jacked y'all? Trackmasters.
Trackmasters always jacked us.
But they jacked y'all for the Mary J. Blige joint. They jacked
and they used the same beat for Mariah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Wow.
Like they did Mariah and they did Mary J. Blige, used the same Soundboy Burial for both of them.
Facts, because I like Nature rhyme on there. I was like, Nature killed it. Nature came off.
Yeah. But if you look at Trackmasters, they was always jacking somebody's hip hop record.
Yo, you know who that's how I started making beats with?
Yeah.
I was under Trackmasters, and I was so influenced by them. The name of my production company was called Flip Shit Productions. Right?
Wow.
Right? And my thing was, if you use a sample, I'ma flip it. So, but then the Flip Squad was Flex, and then Flip Mode Squad, and I was like, nah, it's too many flips, so I just dropped it. I just dropped the flip. But yeah, I was in the studio. I started with Trackmasters, Kirk Gowdy.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's who I was, a little kid in the studio with Trackmasters. So
small world.
Yeah, so y'all do this The Shining album. Then you got more groups. You got OGC. You got Helter Skelter. No Fear. You did No Fear.
Boom. Yeah.
No,
Walt did that.
That's that snare is Nas. That's One Love snare, right? That's One Love snare. That's One Love snare.
I don't know.
I know. The reason why I know it's One Love snare, because I love One Love snare, and I was like, yo,
what's One Love snare? That's what
Nas, One Love. Yeah.
No, I mean the original.
Yeah, I don't know the original. But reason why I know that's One Love snare, because it's a hi-hat at the end that you just can't get rid. You ain't getting rid of that. And if you listen to No Fear, you know what I'm saying? Because the No Fear sample is actually Stick Up Kids is out the tag. He just filtered it, right?
No,
it is sounds though. It is sounds. No, you're right. That's a different. But the sounds in there is from that.
Yeah.
The sounds. That's what I meant.
No. That's a group Weather Report.
Yo, I could have sworn the sounds that's in Just to Get a Rep is. Nah, it is the sound. Some of the sounds you sure. All right.
It's the same type of keyboard.
Got you. Okay.
It's another whole different record.
Got you. Got you. I always thought that was just to get a rep sounds in
Yo,
there.
when this whole pandemic is over, you come to the
I'm coming to
crib.
the crib. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
play the original for you.
Yeah.
The original
So
sample.
so y'all do No Fear, but then it's like beef with Biggie. Did you have beef with Biggie behind that?
Nah. Here's the thing. Now I'm gonna put you up on something. I left for a minute. Like when Helter
Skelter
Skelter,
call y'all the Sweet Miners. I remember I was like,
like
no,
Helter
what
Skelter
happened?
stepped up
Yeah.
and OGC, like when the Duck Down thing first started, like when they did the show at they did the show with at the Palladium.
Okay.
The Buck came out with the night.
Yeah,
I
no.
left.
Got you.
I left because what it was we had they felt that Beatminerz should only produce their stuff, and I was like, no, we're gonna produce who we produce.
Mm.
And additionally, we're gonna give y'all the dope stuff. We're gonna save stuff for y'all. Y'all are first priority. And they didn't want nobody rhyming over Beatminerz beats.
Mm.
So I was like, all right, y'all don't respect us. I'm out. And I left. Now when that whole Biggie thing happened,
Mm-hmm.
I was on some Beatminerz, yo, we rocking.
Mm.
And I'm downtown chilling and everybody's there, so I don't have beef with nobody.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't like all that stuff happened. I wasn't even there. Like I wasn't even in the group.
So you was gone when the Tupac One Nation thing was going on too?
I was gone. Yep.
Wow. So you missed
I
some.
came back in '97.
Got you.
I came back in '90. Like when we started working on the Warzone record.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we all got back. Like we was all in Miami. We was in Miami that summer for one of them conventions, and I seen Master P had a city bus, and he had No Limit on the city bus. And I didn't know who Master P was, but I walked up to him and said, "Yo, how did you get your logo on a city bus? That's ill." He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna put you up on something." I bought the bus, and what I do is I have it driving around the street, so people think it's a regular bus, but it's my bus. But it looks like we got the No Limit soldier on the bus. So I was like, yo, that's dope. And when I was talking to Master P, Buckshot walked up. And I said, yo, my man, let's talk. Now, the reason I spoke to Buckshot was because Biggie died, right? And I was on Hot 97, and I said on Hot 97, yo, you know, it's messed up. Biggie died over some BS. And like, if you got some petty beef, y'all kind of need to squash. If it's squashable, squash that. I said, because they died over something they didn't have to die over. Biggie and Tupac died over something they didn't have to die over. And this was on my show on Mondays. This girl called up the show and she was like, yo, Evil D, I love you, but you a hypocrite. And I said, what do you mean I'm a hypocrite? You crazy? She said, you tell everybody peace, 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 but you ain't even trying to rectify peace with your crew.
Smoked you.
Yeah, she smoked me.
That's what I mean. That's right.
Yo, me and her are friends to this day.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, like I was like, yo, you know what? Yo, as mad as I am right now, you're absolutely right. And when we went down to Miami, I see, you know, when Buck walked over, I was like, yo, let's talk. And when we went over to the side and we started talking, and it was funny because when we started talking, Cats was looking at us like,
they're about to fight or
yo,
something.
the band's getting back together. And then there was other dudes, yo, they gonna fight. And me and Buck walked away from that like, yo, when we get to New York, let's have a meeting at D&D. Buck came to the studio, Drew came to the studio, and I was working on the beat. And that day we ended up doing the first record for Warzone. Buck was like, yo, I want to rhyme to that. All right, let's do it. And we tried to set that up. And we did the record, but the record never made the album. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope because the chemistry we had was like we never left.
Dope. What's your favorite record you produced?
Uh, wow, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff. Bucktown is one of them.
Incredible.
Um, S is Real on the Black Moon album.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Because that record for that time was a record I made because I made a mistake in the studio. And I figured out that I can actually pitch bend samples.
I still
And
don't know how to do that. I never knew how to do that. Did I know how to pitch, man?
back in the days,
I think I did, but it was very difficult to do.
they had this thing called the oh, Ultra Harmonizer.
Mm.
It was a it was it was a
Outboard gear?
outboard gear, yeah, outboard
Okay.
gear. I was about to say a plugin. It's outboard gear called Ultra Harmonizer. The Ultra
Plugins is the original outboard gear. I mean, outboard gear is the
Exactly,
original plugins. Yeah.
yeah. Now what happened was we used to send choruses through that,
Mm.
and it would make the choruses sound wide.
Mm.
One day we was in the studio and I was sampling something, and the engineer plugged in the sampler to Ultra Harmonizer, and it came out in a different key.
Mm.
And I was like, yo, 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 what did you just do? He's like, yo, I just said to the Ultra Harmonizer, we're gonna use that.
Mm.
And when I made the beat, that beat is the drums is Dennis Coffey. The horn is this song called My Song to Kathleen, which is the same Tom Scott. Is it Tom Scott? Tom Scott.
Mm.
My Song to Kathleen. The bass line is California Soul, Marvin Gaye, Tammy Terrell.
Wow.
The keyboards is Riding High, Fazo.
So
And I tuned them musically so that they match.
So give me a beat you wish you did that you didn't do.
Hip hop or anything?
Let's do it. Let's stay with hip hop.
Welcome to the Shower Dome.
Yeah, that's. I remember when Mike Tyson used to walk to the ring and that. That's what made me read. But the video was so ill. But that was an ill record to cut too.
Oh yeah,
that was an ill record to cut. Yeah, that was an ill record to cut.
That was one of my routine records.
Yeah, that was one of your favorite drum break.
Favorite drum break, Substitution.
Yo, a lot of people go Substitution. I can't get past Impeach.
That record. No, Impeach is second.
Okay. So give me your top three. Give me your top three.
Substitution.
Mm-hmm.
Impeach the President.
Mm-hmm.
And wow. Papa Was Too.
Papa Was Too. Jane, that's Jane. That's we write the songs for Heavy D, and A Bitch Is a Bitch.
Yeah.
Yo, I used to love A Bitch Is a Bitch. I was like, yo, they use Papa Was Too. But Papa Was Too is really known for and that's Daz Effect's real hip hop too.
Yeah.
That's Daz Effect's real hip hop. Because when Premier did that, I was like, yo, that's Plea for the Papa Was Too. I was like, yo, but what's your favorite who's the top 5 producers of all time?
No particular order. Quincy Jones.
Okay.
Say Quincy Jones, James Brown.
Okay.
George Clinton.
Okay.
Burt Bacharach.
Oh, don't say his name because I don't want nobody to look him up. But go ahead.
And
I caught a few samples on him, but go ahead though.
What's homeboy? He just passed away. He invented the Wall of Sound. He was in jail for shooting that girl at his house.
Oh, damn. His face is with the wild hair. With the glasses. Him though, yeah, he was ill too. Yeah. I can't think of his name, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. Now hip hop wise,
okay.
No particular order. Marley Marl.
The Father.
Pete Rock, DJ Premier. Q-Tip,
Mm-hmm.
and uh Kev Brown.
Whoa.
I like Kev Brown. He's dope.
I Phil Spector, that's his name. Yes. Shout out
Yes,
to
Phil Spector.
yeah.
And I give a
Teacher.
bonus to Madlib / Jay Dilla.
Whoa.
You know
Yo,
what I'm saying?
Kev, you listen, me and Kev Brown, shout out to Kev Brown. Me and him DM all the time. And
Yeah.
a lot of times I try to tell him that, yo, bro, your shit is needed, man, because the Brown album, Jay-Z album, I don't listen to the Black album no more. I listen to the Brown album.
Yeah. Kev Brown is slept on, B. Like, Kev Brown is dope.
He did
And
a
I
lot of
told him,
ghost producing for Jazzy Jeff,
yeah,
too.
he did. Kev Brown is dope. Like, I don't understand. Like, if I had a label, if I had a label
A budget,
with a budget,
yeah, yep.
I would hire Kev Brown. I'd be like, yo,
Yes.
Kev, I need you to remix these records.
Yo, his drums are so beautiful. His drums.
Yo, this dude's incredible.
Yo, the drum and the bass lines. You ever rock with you ever fuck with the tone bass?
Yeah, of course.
I couldn't do it, man. I seen
But
Aguilar do it one day.
I messed with it for a minute, but I used the Juno 106.
Got you.
Which is the record that they use on all those house records.
Yes,
and
yes.
If you want to hear the Juno 106, Juno 106 is the bass line for Lisa Lisa, I'll Take You Home, Take Me Home.
Got you.
That's what I mess with. I go to the filters and I make that sound heavier.
Got you. Yeah. Because you had the 106, you had the 108, you had a few of them, the Junos.
I'm a nerd, but I have my actual Juno 106 right over there. I'm a nerd. Like I got
the Roland Phantom X6, so all that is in there.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Roland, anything, yeah.
Well, now I have the plugin, so.
Yeah. I liked when he was doing that low budget and Ken Star and all that stuff, I was like, yo, man, this shit is incredible.
This dude, like, and you know what? Jay Dilla. I loved what Jay Dilla was doing. Jay Dilla was basically making the 3000 speak. Like, he was chopping things up.
Yes, like, and you know what? For a lot of producers early on, I ain't gonna front, I started getting a little lazy. When it was just too much, I'm like, yo, man, I can't do all this work right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm a nerd. I was in there. I was in the trenches.
Yeah, and you keep trying. Yo, if I tell you that my Renaissance still in the box, you probably gonna get mad at me. Remember I see you in front of the Guitar Center? You like, it's still in the box. It's right there. I'm about to go get it. And I got a machine. My SP1200 is in the trunk of my car, and my 950. They both in the trunk of my car. No lie.
Put like this. This is what I tell everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Use whatever you feel you need to use to make beats.
Got you.
Don't follow the trends. Because even with Renaissance, I still use the Renaissance. Everybody's like, yo, Evil D, the Renaissance is old. It's played out, son.
How if you're making dope beats? Exactly.
I seen Premier make timeless records on the MPC 60 and the Akai 950.
Now, I heard that he puts even his drums and everything in the 950 and triggers it with the MP.
Yes.
That's how he got that drum with that bottom, and it's so cut. Because you know, when you cut off the back end, you could put like a little fade on that 950, so it don't just cut abrupt. It could, I need to do that one day.
Now with the Renaissance, you're back on the 950.
950 Senior.
You're looking at the 950. It's like looking at the 950 in an MPC shell.
Wow.
And then if you like with me, I have Pro Tools and I have all the plugins for Pro Tools. I have all the Ableton plugins. You could bring all that up in the MP. So I'm in the MP making beats that are already mixed.
Yeah, I'm coming to the crib. I gotta come to the crib.
Like, I'm cranking out. I'm compressing my drums. I'm EQing them. I'm giving them that snap. And I'm sending them out like that.
People don't understand the Premier Living Proof drums. Yo,
Yo,
what?
do you understand? I was there for all that.
Wow.
Like I told you, he was across the
Facts.
hall. Yo, Premier would make something, and I would go, "Yo, what the hell?" And he would press play, and we'd be like, "All right, that's dope, man. I'm out."
Somebody did say that the Renaissance don't have the same filters as the 950, but I don't think nothing has the same filters as
Nah,
the
you're not gonna get like the.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that's
tell you. You know what? I'll put you up on how to do it,
okay. Yeah, we ain't telling the
but
audience.
I'm not telling. I'm not gonna say it here on a
Got you.
public platform.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. When I had my 950, sometimes I would drop the velocity and hit filter again and it would go low, but I couldn't
Yeah.
get that tone bass. I seen Aguilar do the tone bass one day. I said, nah, that's too tedious for me, man. I'm not doing all that tone. I can't do it. He
Nah,
destroyed.
you know what I did? I just had the tone. I would take the tone
Mm-hmm.
and I would sample it. And that way, and then I would just plug up a keyboard and MIDI up the keyboard, and
And
that's
then
how I would
played it.
play the tone.
See, I didn't even I was so let me tell you something. I was so hip hop back in the days. I didn't have a keyboard. I'm like, you get keyboard? Nah, you can't play. You got to sample
Yo,
everything. But I didn't because growing up, besides being around track masters, I never was around that many producers.
yeah,
So when Aguilar started coming to the crib, Easy Mo B is coming to the crib every day.
yeah,
So I started seeing because a lot of them beats like Flavor in Your Ear and all that, I saw those beats get made. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So Easy Mo B was on the SP 1200. So I was like, what the? I'm about to slam my shit on the floor because
yo,
how is he doing this?
yo. I'm gonna tell you, I seen Q-Tip. This was like when we first got our SP.
Mm,
Q-Tip came to the crib, and Q-Tip made a beat, and I just watched him like a hawk.
mm.
And when I seen how he was filtering stuff and all that, I was like, But then I spoke to Large Professor, and Large Professor said, "Look, this is how you do it."
I heard he's really like the teacher of a lot of people
Yeah, he
too.
taught a
Large,
lot of
yeah,
us. Taught a
large,
lot
yep,
of us.
yeah.
And then I seen Pete, and I said, "Yo, Pete, I got a question to ask you." I said, "Yo, how do you make that 1200 sing the way you make it
This
sing?"
nothing got that swing
And
though. No
you know
drum
what?
machine. Go ahead.
Yep. He said, "Yo, I read the instructions," and I was like, He's full of it, yo." But then
I did
as
it.
I got to
I
know
end up doing
Pete,
it. Yep.
he read the instructions for real.
I end up doing it.
And that's how he learned how to master the 12. And I
Cause
was like, oh, and I read the instructions, and that's how I learned the 12.
because I used to put my song in segments and then I put it in song mode. And
Yeah,
what I learned as a DJ, every no beat just came on. I always had an intro to my beat,
yeah.
whether it was a snare because I knew that the DJ would cut it all day. So
Uh-huh.
I never just let the beat play. When did you the is boom bap beats? Is it over for that?
Hell no. I just did a song last year. Me and Walt did a
Mm-hmm.
song called The Mecca for
Mm.
the movie. There's a movie on Netflix called The 40-Year-Old Version.
I heard
Not
about
not Virgin, the 40-year-old version.
version. Mm-hmm.
And me and Walt and Crisis did the beats in that movie. That's all boom baps.
I
And
think
then
Mickey Fax is in. He just talked about that last night.
I think he's in it, yeah.
Yeah, Mickey Fax literally. I just
Yep.
literally interviewed Mickey Fax last night. Look how the
And
universe works.
the single off the soundtrack is called The Mecca.
Mm.
It's featuring Nas, Dave East, Remy Ma, Ghostface, Nas, Dave East, Remy Ma,
I heard that record.
Ghostface,
I heard that record.
and wow, I'm forgetting Styles.
Okay.
And it's the singles on YouTube, and you can look it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's a boom bap record. And
Yes.
they're spitting on that record. And there's a lot of boom bap records that are coming out still that are rocking. Like, don't think that since your record's not being played on the radio, it's not rocking. Like, in America, we got played out because we looking at the radio to see what's hot.
Mm-hmm.
No, do what we did back in the days. Use your ears. Look for it yourself. If you like a particular artist, you take it upon yourself to look up that artist and see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like we still over here boom bapping, and I can't talk on it right now because I don't want to mess it up. But it's a couple of big names that are talking to me now about doing projects.
Yeah,
And
we need them evil.
Yeah.
We need them. Is it Beatminerz and
Yeah.
or just you?
Nah, Beatminerz.
Dope.
It's always Beatminerz.
Dope.
Like no matter what I do, my brother's with me, and no matter what he does, I'm with him. You know what I'm saying? But it's like people, we got a lot of people coming to us like, yo, I need that. Y'all the only ones who are doing what I need right now.
But that's why I respected Upstate, because I felt like they came back. They came back with the sound that we needed to like, okay, boom bap is back.
I love Griselda. Like,
yes,
those cats, they took it upon themselves to be like, yo, you know what? We're not doing this thing over here. You know what I'm saying? And then, let me say this right now, too. Let me explain something, people. I'm not hating on what the kids are doing because I was once a kid, and Enter the Stage was a different sounding record.
Mm-hmm.
And I had grown hip-hop cats tell me that I was making noise and this isn't real or whatever. Yo, let the kids be kids. Let them have their fun.
Yeah.
We still got records coming out and we still having our fun. Let the kids have their fun and let them do what they doing. Let them rock in the trap. Let them do everything they doing. Because what's going to happen eventually is you get older. And when you get older, you get a little more seasoned.
Yeah.
We become our parents because of the way we listen to records.
Facts.
As grown cats right now. I never thought there'd be a day where I would go, I really don't want to hear what's on Hot 97 right now.
Yeah, I don't even have none of that no more. Like, that don't exist.
Yeah.
Do you know who 38 Special is?
I heard the name.
Look up. All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit of homework. 38 Special. Look up 38 Special, and look up Lil Ito.
I heard Lil Ito.
Yeah, but 38 Special is a producer, rapper from Rochester who's doing production for Ransom, Planet Asia, Fred the Godson.
That's why I know who he is. Okay.
Yeah, but he's just as dope as an MC as he is a producer, and he's digging. I never heard none of his samples before.
But see, that's what's like right now.
And that's boom bap.
That's what's needed because, like and this is the fight that I have with radio.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough room on the there's enough time in the day to play everything.
Yeah,
the same way you play all that other stuff, you can also play boom bap. Then I also get mad because like Funkmaster Flex is our age.
Your age, yeah, he ain't my age.
He my age. And you can play whatever you want.
At this stage.
So I feel that you should balance it out. Like, I'm not telling you not to play that, but you could play a Talib Kweli record. You can play a KRS-One record. But the way the powers that be is, they don't want another KRS-One. They don't want another Public Enemy.
Yes.
They don't want another Boot Camp.
When Ebro called Sean Price a minor league rapper, what did you think?
I was like, I hope Ebro know what he's doing because we're not even going to step to him. Other people will step into him.
Mm-hmm.
And when Sean Price seen Ebro,
mm-hmm.
Ebro was like, look, I didn't mean nothing, hey.
And
Sean Price wasn't even on that. Sean Price was like, whatever, B. You're going to say what you say. But when he said that, I was like, yo, this is a guy that doesn't know what he's talking about. I said, yo, do you understand, like,
what ruck means to New York, for one, and you're from the Bay?
I was gonna say, yo, why don't you say that standing in front of the Barclay, B? Take your bullhorn, say that in front of the Barclay. Let's see if you make it to them train steps. Like, my whole thing is, like, you know, like, and I told him when I seen Ebro, I was like, Ebro, you was kind of talking slick. I say, yo, minor leagues, you got a pass in this town.
Facts.
And if it was old, if this was old school New York,
yes, you would have.
He wouldn't have made it out that station.
Facts.
But being that a lot of cats in New York now, you know, we went from being leaders to followers. We let a lot of stuff slide.
I miss ass whoopings.
Like, I
respect.
I think it was Mano.
Mm-hmm.
Mano, somebody said something slick, and Mano stepped to them. And I was like, yo, I respect Mano for that, yo. Mano's New York.
It's Brooklyn. No, Brooklyn. No.
Well, Mano is Brooklyn. Yeah.
Yes, Brooklyn. Brooklyn is a little different.
Yeah, we're a little different.
We're not. You know, it's so funny because even when people ask me where I'm from, I say I'm from Brooklyn. I never say New York ever. I'm from the Albee Square Mall, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Not the Barclays, Brooklyn. I'm from the Albee Square Mall when it was Brooklyn was very, very dangerous from Bushwick with all the crazy ass Puerto Ricans to Brown. I don't even want to talk about Brownsville, East New York. I'm not even going to deal with that. That's a whole different beast. But downtown Brooklyn was different. God. You know what I'm saying?
Albee Square Mall.
Albee Square Mall, Brooklyn.
If you was a sucker, you wasn't going around the Albee Square Mall.
Dudes would, I keep telling people, dudes would take your gold teeth out your mouth.
Yeah.
Literally.
I remember, I had a big fight in front of the bank across the street from the Albee Square Mall.
That bank still
because I know it's like dude want to take my Walkman. And you remember them little bats back in the days?
Yeah, we used to call them feel good. Used to get them as souvenirs at the Yankee games and the Mets games.
I had 3 of them in my bag.
Mm.
And I just commenced to hitting cats and running.
Mm.
And I hit a couple of them cats. I think I ran halfway home that day. But that's the one thing that I told cats. I said, you know what? I kind of wish it was old school New York because you need to go through things like that in order to appreciate. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I went to the club when you didn't go to the club. Like you couldn't go to the club like how people go to the club and hang out. You wasn't doing that like that. You went to the club with your crew.
But the difference is though, we did go to the club. We actually danced though. We would when the music come on, it wasn't no phones, us looking at each other. We was actually like, when that record came on, dudes was partying. Because remember as a DJ, the night went in sets.
Yeah.
You wasn't playing all one. You had to get into your reggae set. And it was so ill, you might be in home base. And whatever the fly R&B song was, you might throw in a slow jam because you like, hold on, I'm about to grab this shorty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was says, but DJs don't even know how to. Because when I be listening to Clue, I be like, how did he play Prince and then just played 50 Cent? Like, that don't go.
I understand that. I don't like, you know what it is with me? That's the old school in me coming out where as a DJ, people forget there's this thing on the turntable called a pitch.
Facts.
If you have to move the pitch too far to blend the record, don't do that blend.
It don't go because you can't be like, because you play the set and you can't. It's almost like I be listening to Clue. It's like, dude, he got this shit on shuffle. Like, how did that come on after that? Like, you gotta keep.
The radio will be sounding crazy,
man, crazy. How could the people stay in contact with you?
Twitter, Instagram at DJ Evil D, DJ EVILDEE. Twitch, because I'm on Twitch rocking.
I gotta get on Twitch.
I love it. Twitch is meaning that we can't rock in the clubs right now.
Mm-hmm. Twitch is your club. Okay.
On Saturdays I play house and I play house. I play disco. I play funk and soul. On Wednesdays, which is tomorrow, I play hip hop. I play R&B. I play whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But Twitch is www.twitch.tv/DJ Evil D.
Mm-hmm.
and Beatminerz Radio, www.beatminerzradio.com. Fridays I have the lunchtime mix.
You have other DJs, or is it just basically you?
No, it's other DJs, but
Okay.
I only do Fridays from 12 to 2 because it's my station. Like, why am I going to play myself and be all over when there's other talent out there?
Facts.
You know, but
how do they do their set?
They rock.
I'm talking about how do you get other DJs? They don't come to your crib, right?
Oh, no. They right now with the pandemic now, they at their own cribs.
Yeah, I'm about to say, ain't nobody.
We satellite.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
satellite. Like, nah. I've been in my house since March. Me and my brother just been here chilling.
Dope. Is Evil D a legend?
I'm still here, so I'm not a legend. I'm just that dude. Like, I'm that dude from Bushwick. Like, I don't, the whole legend thing. Yo, thanks for the praises, whatever. But I'm the guy from Bushwick. Like, I wake up in the morning, I still do the same thing that I was doing back in the days. I go to the store, get some coffee from the bodega, stand outside, sweep the yard. You know what I'm saying?
You had to shovel that snow, or you got some little kids to do it?
Nah, I actually did it. Like, everybody was looking at me like, this one dude was like, Evil D, why you shoveling snow? I was like, I'm a house owner, B.
Yeah, facts.
I ain't getting sued.
Yeah, because you will get sued. Yep. So, what else? What you listening to out there right now?
That 13 album. Foul Munch got that.
I didn't even hear it yet. That's how I've been doing interviews every night.
It's dope. It's different, but it's dope.
Gotcha.
It's more of a rock album, but it's rock, hip hop. It's dope. Listen to that, and I listen to a lot of old school stuff too. And I listen to all types of music, so I'm listening to a lot of house stuff.
Yo, you know what my problem with house music was? The crowd.
What?
It was a little different. We can't really say on YouTube, but it was. I'm like,
you know what? That same crowd is like, if you look at hip hop, that crowd's in hip hop too.
Facts, but it was.
And they was there in the beginning.
Yeah, but it was.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's a little different.
But you know what? For a dude that performed all around the world, I learned I'm just like this. I can't tell who to like my music or not, and I'm just happy that you appreciate my art. And if that's what you're gonna do, you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? As long as you don't come to me and try and be on some, yo, check this out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not gonna happen, B.
Any unreleased Sean Price verses or records?
There's some things out there, but that's Bernadette. Like,
do you have it? Do you have anything?
Nah.
Okay.
I had something and I couldn't find. Like, he did a verse over here, and I could not find it when he passed. I was looking on hard drives, and I could not find his verse.
It'll pop up one day.
But if it does pop up, I'm giving it straight to Bernadette because I feel that that's hers.
Yeah. Any more Black Moon albums coming?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like, one thing is, this Black Moon album we did, I don't know if you heard it or not, but the last Black Moon album, the heads liked it.
I actually did like it. I mean, I did listen to it, and I listened to it. Yeah.
They liked the fact that the beats was hitting, and it sounded like an old album. And we already said we're gonna do more stuff. We just gotta, as a group, we never was one to put out an album and put out another album. So who knows? Maybe next year.
Any chance of a Beatminerz Smith and Wesson again?
That might happen.
Because that
might happen. I will say that might happen. There's a Beatminerz album in the works.
Okay.
Called Stifle Creativity, and we're working on that now.
Okay.
And I'm also working with my man Mozzie. I don't know if you know Mozzie.
Mozzie Soul Purpose. His name is Mozzie Soul Purpose.
Yeah, I'm working with him.
Okay.
And there's a female from East New York. I'm not gonna say her name, but I'm just gonna put it out there like that.
Mm-hmm.
That I love her as an MC,
Hmm.
and I'm about to call her up tomorrow because we're friends,
Got you.
and I'm about to be like, yo, for real, let's work on this record. Let's work on this EP. Let's work on this album. I think it would be dope.
I think you and Benny the Butcher, Beatminerz and Benny the Butcher, probably do something incredible.
Y'all would love to do that. Walt reached out to them,
Yeah.
but he didn't get a response. But I feel that when we're face to face, it will be a better response than reaching out. I'll tell you right now, like it's some new cats that are dope. Like, as a matter of fact, my godson got a group called Loaf Music,
Mm.
and they're like Boot Camp, Wu Tang, and Far Side put together. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, he did his music, and he came to me and said, "Yo, I just want you to hear this." Like, he didn't come ask me for help.
Somebody said
He
Lady
said,
London.
Lady London,
Oh,
nah.
okay.
Well, shout out to Lady London. I don't know. Put it like this: unless you ahead, you're not gonna figure out. You're not gonna know the name of the girl. But she got records out.
Got who came first? Pause. Wu-Tang, Hyro, or Boot Camp?
Wu Tang came first. If you thinking about like the Jizza and
No, I'm talking about the Wu-Tang group.
no, Black Moon dropped a little earlier, and I'm gonna tell you why I know this.
Mm-hmm.
Black Moon went to LA.
Mm-hmm.
And when we went to LA, I DJ'd on the radio out there, and I played Wu-Tang's record.
Mm.
And that's kind of how Cass in LA was the first time I heard Wu-Tang.
Got you.
And that was Protect Your Neck. And I had Protect Your Neck on the label, not on Loud, on Wu-Tang Records.
Got you.
Which I still have. So Black Moon came first. But Wu-Tang came right after us.
The boot camp. When I'm saying the boot camp clique, who was that? With that so you would say boot camp clique became before?
No, Black Moon came first.
Black Moon. Okay.
The boot camp didn't come until 94, 95. That's when the boot camp, the
name, the group, exactly.
The name boot camp was floating around, like when we did the Buck 'Em Down video.
Got you. Yes.
Still came up with that whole concept.
Got you.
Yeah.
Damn, there's one more thing I wanted to ask you about that. Somebody said Souls of Mischief. That's still Hyro.
Hyro came a couple years later, and I'm gonna tell you my intro to Hyro. I was at the Gavin, which was a convention that was on the West Coast.
Gavin, CMJ, you had to do all those. Yep.
So I'm at the Gavin, and Eazy-E was still alive. That was there because Buckshot's cell phone battery went dead, and Buck was like, "Damn, I need to make a phone call." And Eazy-E turned around out of nowhere and said, "Here, Buckshot, use my phone."
Wow.
So that's how that's funny because I remember that part. But that same day, I'm in the lobby of the hotel, and I was talking to some label people, and I heard boom, boom, bap, boom, boom, bap, and I just seen a crowd of dudes coming at me, and I'm thinking, yo, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm thinking they want to fight. So I grabbed, I don't know what, I think I grabbed something and was like, "Oh, word?" And when I realized they were actually freestyling, it was Souls of Mischief freestyling.
To Big Beat?
To Big Beat or something on the radio.
Yeah, because when you said boom, 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 that's Big Beat. That's
and
Big
it's
Beat.
Like they was freestyling, me thinking they coming on some wild out, I'm like, yo, we gonna fight.
Your favorite studio session is what?
My favorite studio session? Well, my favorite studio session wasn't even. My favorite studio session was I did a song for Joe
Wow.
called "Do What You Gotta Do,"
Mm.
and the session was at Joe's house.
Wow.
He had a studio in his house, and I went out to Jersey, and we're working on the record, and like I learned so much stuff looking at Joe, the way we was moving in the studio. Like I learned how to do an R&B record messing with
Mm-hmm.
Joe.
Mm.
My other favorite session was mixing. Um, I was mixing the Naughty by Nature record
Mm.
with Walt did a Naughty by Nature record, and we was there, and and I learned a lot in that session, and the Crooklyn session,
Which one?
the Crooklyn Dodgers, the first one. Um, we now the way Crooklyn was done, everybody thought Beatminerz did that beat. Now Ali Shaheed and Tip did that beat.
Ali
I
don't
did
get no credit.
I did the scratches. I made up the
Got
hook.
you.
Me and Special Ed. And of course Buckshot, Ace, and Special Ed wrote the rhymes.
What drums is those from the Crooklyn?
That's Power of Zeus.
So you mixed that?
No,
Oh, I thought you
they
said you
mix it.
mixed.
But what it is, the reason I bring up that session is because that was a session where Bob Powers was at work.
Yo, the low end on
And
that.
I watched Bob Powers. Like I just sat like I'm the dude when I come to the session, we talking or whatever, but
That's
like
how I was.
I have the Biggie eye. My eye
Yeah.
will be looking at you and the other eye's looking at the engineer.
So that was at
And
Green. That was at Green.
no, that was at the K2 room up at what's the name of the damn studio? Wow, why can't I remember the name of the studio? And it's right on the tip of my. That was at the studio upstairs from Jive
I can't
on
think of what it
25th
is.
Street.
Can't think of what it is either. But yeah, the low end on that first Crooklyn.
Yeah, yo, but I sat down and watched like that session. I was just like, oh, kid, like just watching everything. I was like, yo, Battery Studios. That's it, Battery.
Battery. Yes, Battery.
Battery
I never been in Battery.
Studios. Battery was one of the best studios in New York. You know who had another? You know who had another dope studio?
I like Sound on Sound too.
Sound on Sound was dope.
Yeah.
RZA's 36 Chambers when he had it on 37th Street.
Mm.
Yo, that setup in there was so incredible. I always wondered because he had like mad gear in there. He had everything in there.
Like you ain't used none of this.
Exactly.
Facts.
Because I'm like, yo, like your records don't sound. Yo, records like you did it in your house. And here you got a multi-million-dollar studio. He had like a Neve board in there that was an exclusive Neve board, and it had 72 channels. They had 3 2-inch machines in the corner.
You know, it's funny. Us producers early on, I didn't like RZA beats. I learned to love them because I started realizing that the imperfection is what makes it perfect.
Yes.
But as a DJ, anything slightly off beat would bother me. Even when I was tuning, yo, I had to have it. It had to be on.
Now I'm gonna mess you up now.
Go ahead.
If you listen to Bucktown, one of the things I did in Bucktown is the drums are a little bit behind the loop. I did that on purpose because I wanted to have a lazy sound, and it worked.
When did you start chopping drums, though?
Oh, I started chopping drums. Let's see. The SP came in 90.
That's when you started, because you can't loop no drums in the,
yep.
you ain't looping in the SP. You
like
could,
I learned how to chop listening to like Mark the 45 King.
He used to have a website.
Yo, Mark. I cut school one day. Like back in the days, I used to cut school,
I did
and
too.
what I used to do was like how cats cut school and they go home.
Mm-hmm.
I had a scheme. I would cut school the day, like the week before. I would call studios and go, yeah, this is Joe John from Blah 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 Records, and my artists. I need to book studio time for my artists.
Mm.
Can you give them a studio tour so they could see your studio, And I would just book studio tours. And I went to this studio called Room with a View, I think, or Air View or whatever it was called, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I walk into the studio and the 45 King is in there, Mark is in there. And Mark is at a reel. He's at a 2-inch reel. And the engineer is sitting at the board at the other 2-inch reel. And Mark is like, 1, 2, 3, go! And they pressed go on the button, on the thing, and he's mixing the vocals off the reel onto the remix reel.
Wow.
And I'm standing there watching him do that, like, yo, this guy's incredible.
Legend.
And yo, like, when I seen that, that made me go, yo.
Why do you
This
think
is definitely what I want to do.
why do you think, and somebody just said his name in the chat room, and I want to put, some definitely put his name in the rafters if we could. Why nobody really mentions Muggs?
I don't know. Like Muggs is dope. Like Muggs took that SP. He was one of those.
Yeah, two of them. He told me he MIDI 2 SPs together.
Yeah,
and I was like,
I seen a picture of Muggs with 2 SPs MIDI together.
He told me
that made me MIDI the SP. I MIDI the most I ever MIDI together was 3.
I couldn't afford 2 SPs. I couldn't.
I got an SP 1200 and I got an SP Turbo.
Muggs.
The SP Turbo needs to go in the shop though. But Muggs was making full SP records. Killer Man.
Hard as hell to do, man.
Yeah, even Jump Around, because he did Jump Around. Jump Around's
Right.
all SP.
And he did the Spread Love drums. He did a record on there called "I Put Your Head Out" too.
Yeah.
I used to love that song. "I Put Your Head Out" with Be Real and Everlast. So the thing with this is what I liked about Muggs. Muggs' sound to me was Bomb Squad. It was the same. It was almost identical to Bomb Squad to me.
Yeah.
But it was just, yo, man, Muggs, man, and Muggs, Alchemist is a Muggs child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's a Muggs and Premier child.
Premier, and then
I think.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why I say that. He learned from Muggs.
Mm-hmm.
Then he came to New York, and he would be in D&D with Premier. And Premier's a dude. When you're around him, he's definitely a dude that'll show you things. Because Premier showed me stuff. Like Premier's a dude that'll teach you stuff. He go, yo, let me show you this. Yo, da 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 da, this, that, and the third, and yo, you do this and you good. So he definitely learned from Premier also.
I think another person that don't get no credit, DR Period.
Yeah, DR Period. He had, you know what it is? The only thing I know from DR really is Smooth, the Hustler record, and the MOP, How About Some Hardcore, and Annie Up.
And you know what? More Money from AZ is DR Period.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
More Money, More Murder. And that's a hard, he pre-played that.
Yeah.
So when you Cry Together, that's the end of Cry Together. That's different. Yeah.
DR was dope, and I love he's cool. We cool.
Yeah.
But he didn't
venture
have
out
enough
too much. He didn't venture out too much. But How About Some Hardcore is so crazy that it's like, yo.
DR, his studio used to be in Bushwick.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I went to his studio and I remember he had the MP in there. And I told him, I said, yo, B, that's what you rocking with? And he was like, yeah, he had an MP and he had either D88s or ADATs in his crib. And I was like, that's how you rock it? was like, yeah. I said, okay. He had a Soundcraft board, but he was cranking out records from there.
Yeah,
He was cranking out records.
another person they said in the chat room, K Def. Oh my God.
Yo, okay, let's talk.
All right, now look, but I just want to say something about K Def. The real live shit. If y'all know what that sample is and what this guy did, genius level talent. Because we all got that record. Yeah. None of us mess with that record like that. Yep. But go ahead and tell your K Def story.
K Def, this dude. Where do I start?
Alien.
Lords of the Underground.
Yes.
A lot of the Marley stuff around that time. K Def is incredible. To this day.
Alien.
To this day.
Yo, he's cheating on his. How's he doing that on his Instagram? He got some. What is he doing? How is he?
I can't talk about it.
You know it? You know what he's doing?
I cannot talk about it.
But do you know what he's doing?
He's doing magic.
But do you know how to do it?
I cannot talk about this.
Oh, man. Yo.
But K Def is, I'll tell everybody this. K Def is the master of that.
Yes. I heard him single stuff. I said, yo, did he just play the horns from that by itself? How did he do that?
Let me tell you something. It's some magic going on, and when we sit down,
yeah, I'm thinking the dude getting the reels. I'm like, yo, they giving him the reels.
No, I'll tell you like this. I got a lot of reels, so I got a lot of sessions.
Got you.
So I definitely, and I'm gonna sit here and say it. I definitely go on them sessions and take a horn, or take a violin, or take something. At the same time, as a DJ, I make my own mixes to different records.
Got you.
Like the other, like on my house sets, I'm playing The Wiz. That I got to be seen in green. I made a 7-minute version of that, and everybody's like, "Where'd you get that from?" Don't worry about it.
But did you think this dude would just take that?
Yo, it's incredible.
I said, nah. I said that ain't what I think it is. I said that's not what I think. And that's the Hydra drums. Those are the Hydra drums. But he tuned them.
He's a genius, man. To this day.
Even the turnaround record. Even the real live remix with Ghostface in the morning.
Yeah. Oh.
Yo, his drums are incredible too. But
he's a beast.
But if y'all know what that sample is, I'm not telling y'all what the sample is. Y'all got to look that up for yourself, and don't go to Who's sample. Well, that's where y'all gonna go.
They gonna go there.
Yeah, they gonna go to Who's sample. But yo, that is genius what he did with that. Cause I'm like, yo, how did he get the pictures? Oh, he took, and all it is.
You know what it is? He was using an MP, so he was able to change, do what he do.
And he just made it like stabs. You know what I'm saying? He just made it like stabs.
Incredible.
Did you know Daddy-O did Top Billing Beat?
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Daddy-O. Daddy-O did a couple of things that he didn't get credit for.
I used to love the TCF crew, the Horse's Mouth he did. Remember that?
Yeah.
Eric Sermon used that boom, boom on mad records. Yeah. Eric Sermon is another slept-on producer.
Eric Sermon told me, he said, yo, I use that Soundboy burial snare.
Telling you,
I was like, I told him, I said, yo, I'll give you the original record. He said, nah, I can take it off the record. Okay.
Yeah, Eric Sermon is incredible.
I love Eric Sermon.
Even when we go to like we said Madlib, I was gonna say Prince Paul is one of the fathers of the skit. There would be no skits if it wasn't no Prince Paul.
Well, Prince Paul, you know what Prince Paul did for Prince Paul and De La did for hip hop? They made it so that you're not afraid to sample anything.
Facts.
Because they were sampling some of the most berserk records ever.
Did you ever hear De La skit?
Yeah.
It's the Muppet Show with Impeach the President.
Yeah.
Yo, it's Mace and Prince Paul rapping together, but a lot of people don't know these songs. De La skit is the Muppet Show.
I'm writing this down because I'm playing that tomorrow.
Yo, De La skit is the Muppet Show. They earned
right in that day last night.
I was like, yo, they sampled the Muppet Show.
I'm playing that tomorrow on my show.
Yo, I love it. I love it. Yeah, Shy Skills, that Onyx album was something too, man.
Yo, Shot Skills.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Oh yeah, that's right. He passed.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yep.
Shot Skills was. Oh man, this dude was killing it.
When he did Throw Your Guns, he programmed the skull snaps like substitution.
Yeah.
Did you? I was like,
Yeah. I was like, yo, this dude's a genius.
and then he used for what's the name of the shit? The next niggas is the gangster bitch drums.
Yeah. Yo,
You know
he's. You know what it is? It's a lot of cats that
unsung heroes
just
of
do,
yep.
Like, yo, it's a lot of cats that they get they props. And
yo, how did Q-Tip get Cool as back to sound like that gangster bitch shit? I was like, yo, I messed with Cool as back a few times. Like, this nigga's an alien too, man.
Nah, you know, yeah, Q-Tip. Let me tell you something. I remember I said I see Q-Tip do a beat in my crib.
Uh-huh.
I seen him tune the drums in the SP.
Mm.
And that was, yo, like SP at the time was his drum kit.
Love it.
And I seen him. That's where I learned how to tune drums, from watching Q-Tip.
Mm.
He tuned those drums that he was using, and they sounded so light but hard. It was like boom, 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 back, boom, 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 back. I was like, And I just did it one step more, where I just made it sound dirty.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It was sharp but dirty.
I like somebody said Bink too. I love Bink. Bink percussion. Bink percussions is, especially if you listen to like Jay-Z, The Ruler's Back. That's where you hear that that Bink started that in hip hop.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Blaze, it was Bink. You know what I'm saying?
Bink don't get his just due.
Nah, Bink don't get his just due. I mean, Buck Wild could really, his name could be thrown in one of them GOAT hats too.
Nah, he's dope. Buck Wild. Here's the thing. He's the reason I started using the 2000 sampler. He was at D&D working on something. I can't remember what it was. But he had that beat swinging so crazy. And I was looking at the 2000 like, 2000? And then I seen him load something up, and that was swinging like crazy. I left from there and went to Rock and Soul, because Rock and Soul was right around, down the block around the corner. Went to Rock and Soul, bought a 2000, took it to homeboy at Rogue. I said, yo, kid it out.
You said Rogue. Them niggas would put a fucking CD drive on your SP200.
Yep. I had them kid out the 2000, and
blew it. Yeah.
I had the 2000 with all the outputs and all the effects. In other words, it was a 2000 XL, but you know.
Got you. So what is this? Somebody said it in the chat room. This Q-Tip, The World Is Yours snare. What on earth is that? The remix. That is the.
I don't know what. That's two drums put together.
Yeah, he did stack.
I believe substitution snare is in there somehow.
All right, I want to give y'all another jewel. If y'all listen to Mobb Deep, Just Step,
yeah,
the instrumental got Q-Tip kick and snare by itself. Y'all could take that. I just gave y'all some. The kick, snare, and the hi-hat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give y'all another one. Pete Rock. Look up Pete Rock and Rakim, The Saga Begins. He hits the drums in the beginning. You got one. Any Kev Brown records.
Mm-hmm.
Even when listen to Kev Brown the I don't know, Allure off the Brown album.
Mm-hmm.
He hits. There you go. You got some drums, and these
drums.
What?
I'm gonna drop a crazy gem on cats. Here's where I got a lot of snares from. Remember, I told you I listen to all types of music.
Mm-hmm.
I would listen to the rock stations.
Mm.
And at the time, rock records would start like this. Boom, bap, boom,
Yep.
Yo, I got so many snares like that.
Mm.
I got a collection of snares. Like if I wanted to put a drum kit out, I could, but
Yeah, why you
I
don't
don't
do
want
that?
I want everybody to sound like me.
Yeah, but it might be stuff that any drum kit that you put out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you could always just tune them different.
Put like this. I might, because I've had cats talking to me on the side, like, yo, Is something you should do, and blah, 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 blah. And I might do it, but, I'll think about it. But if I do a drum kit, like, I'm going to have the making, because I play drums.
Mm.
So I would actually go into the studio and have a couple of snares, a couple of kicks, and tune the drums different, and hit and have the mic mic'd up right, hit them, and I'll film the whole. I'll film them. That's how you know I'm old school. I'll record the video of the whole process making the drum kit. Like I might do something like that where I make actual drum kit with drums.
You know what I wanted to do? It was two ideas that I wanted to do as a producer. One was to use the same drums on the whole album.
Yeah, I almost did that.
And because Barry White kick is the same. The Al Green kick is the same on everything. It's just the tempo of the record is what changes it. And I wanted to do on the SP1200. You know how you got where you could put the measures, you could put it to where it's like I wanted to play this shit live, so it sounds like a live beat. I didn't want it to be like 1/8. I wanted to put like 1/100 and just have it and just play it live and have I wanted to do that. That's something one day I'll play around with. Larry Smith definitely slept on.
Here's something crazy. I did a remix. It never came out, and I'm gonna look around and see if I still got it. I did a remix for this. Coco from SWV was doing a solo album.
Wow.
And I remixed a record for her. On that record, I had the SP rocking. I had like 40 different segments. And I made it like each segment, it was one piece that was different. And it sounds like a live drummer through the whole record.
I love that.
And the reason I did that was because it was like, yo, RCA's footing the bill, so I could be in the studio all I want. And I did that for her record where it was rocking and it sounded like I was playing drums live through the whole thing. It had drum rolls and everything.
So when you're using an MPC, do you because I know a lot of these programs now got like you could put like the SP1200 swing in there, like they have screens. Like ain't nothing like the SP1200 swing. And people was arguing with me one time on Facebook, and I said, "Yo, y'all don't know what y'all talking about."
Nah, the SP1200 has a certain swing. What I've done is I've sat down with my MP and I altered the groove.
Got you.
To where it's almost to what I want. You know what I'm saying? But
actually, actually with the SP1200, the Sympty sometimes don't even match it sometimes. Like the Sympty will go off. Phil Collins talked about that because Phil Collins used the SP1200. Yeah. It's so ill that the Sympty, we talking the language, they're going to be like, what the hell are you talking about?
Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something. One of the biggest problems I had with the SP was when we was doing beats, when we was tracking,
yes,
you had to use a sync box to sync the SP up to the tape.
Yep.
The tape was running Sympty. The sync box was running Sympty. The SP would freeze sometimes.
Yep.
So if you made a beat and you didn't save that beat, you might have lost that beat.
Yep.
And that was one of the, like, what I always did was I made sure whatever I did on the SP before we went to tape, I saved everything.
You ever had a disc read error?
Hell yeah.
I was on suicide watch a few times for disc read error. I didn't mean to bring that up.
Let me tell you something. I made a beat. I was working with the Roots. I did a remix. I did the remix for Silent Treatment. And what I did was, like, the whole thing with the Roots remix, this was the first remix. This was the first record they did that Mix Show started adding, because a lot of people didn't want to add the Roots records because he's playing live. And DJs at the time, DJs actually mixed. So they was like, yo, we can't mix this record. It's going on and off beat.
Yes.
So when I did the silent treatment joint, I set everything up and I sampled Quest drums because I wasn't gonna have him play on the record. So I sampled the drums and I caught it ill in here in my house. And the way I caught it was crazy. So I get the D&D the next day and I'm like, yo, let me pull up these Questlove drums. Disc era. Disc era. Try to do disc era. Yo, bring the other SP in. Disc era. Oh! Like,
how did you fix that? You just lost it, right?
Yeah, what I ended up doing was we caught a break because when they sent the 2-inch tape over, Quest was playing live on the 2-inch tape. Isolated the track and I took a kick and I took a snare and put that in the SP at D&D. And I just did the beat, the drums over. And it came out, I think it would have came out better if I used the drums I did here.
Yes.
But it came out like people love it, so I did something right. Now, like one thing I would say with that record too is that record is a record where if you listen to the Silent Treatment remix, the Beatminerz remix, on that record, I am literally pouring water into a cup. And that's what you hear in the background.
Wow. Yeah, Simpty is the sound that DJ Premier used to use for his clean versions.
Yeah.
That's the Simpty sound.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right, I think we could talk for we could talk about this. Like this is
and I'm glad we finally did this.
Yes, because me and you've been planning this for for years. And this is I mean talking hip hop is great, because it's great for the culture. Yeah. I like Apollo Brown too. I like Apollo Brown.
Oh, Apollo! Wow, Apollo Brown is incredible. Apollo Brown, he did a bunch of projects that I like.
He just did a project with Shay Noir that I thought was album of the year.
Yo, Apollo Brown, like cats like Apollo Brown, Kev Brown,
two Browns. Hold on.
Yeah. So, wait a minute. They related. Cats like that, K-Def, Pete, Preem, they keep me on my toes. Like, the one thing with us, with DJs and producers, we have our friendly competition. If I make a beat that's incredible, every producer that I'm cool with will be like, yo, that's dope. In the back of their mind, I'm going to make something better.
I'm they like, I'm running to this.
And that's what's also missing in music right now, by the way.
Facts. There is no competition.
The way we did our stuff was Q-Tip came to a Black Moon session and we hung out. I was at Tribe sessions. I was at Naughty by Nature sessions. I was at Latifah sessions. You know what I'm saying? We would go to Buster sessions. We all went to each other's sessions and played music for each other. We don't do that no more because studios are in our house, in the kitchen or,
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I said that affects music now is because everybody's making closet music.
Yep. It's too personal. And they used to, because like I'm saying, listen, I'm in the crib making beats. And Easy Mo B come up and he got Flavor in Your Ear, Get Down, Biggie and all this. And he's like, yo, I'm going home to work now. Yo, you just inspired. I'm like, yo, I inspired Easy Mo B. Then I'm in the crib and this dude got the most records I ever saw in my life. Yeah. Easy Mo B, the most records I ever saw in my life. He came to me one day with an 8-track. He said, yo, I just caught these 8 tracks. I'm like, yo, you got an 8-track player? He's like, yeah. But then I remember, because I always ask y'all for drums and stuff, like, because I wouldn't use them the way you use them, but I just love them.
Yeah.
And I remember him telling me, yo, I got some snares from the Meters.
Yeah.
Listen, I spent I'm like 15 years old. I don't got this kind of money. I spent like $200 in Tower Records on every Meter CD I could grab.
Yeah.
And I still have them. That's how real it was. And that's how much I loved music. that I would spend all my money on
Same
things.
thing.
Yeah.
Same thing here. I would, yo, on the real, when I was in junior high school, I used to spend my lunch money on records, right? And I would come home starving. And my mother always thought, yo, like, what's wrong with this dude? Like, I give him money. What, he got a tapeworm or something?
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, like, that's once my mother seen how me and Walt was dedicated to music.
Yeah.
She didn't. My mother didn't like hip hop, but she loved what her sons was doing.
And he kept you out of trouble, kept you alive.
Yeah. She didn't understand it until I came home and said, "Yo, Ma, here, that's yours." And she was like, "Where'd you get that from?" Yep. You know what I'm saying? And my mom's, my mom, one thing I would say is, like, my mom's, like, she went to her grave knowing that her sons was rocking and she was happy.
Incredible.
And we was able to make her happy.
I don't even know what else to say after that. I love a happy ending. You know what I'm saying? And the dope thing is that y'all made her proud, and I know she's looking down like, yo. And that Bucktown record is, forever. You know what I'm saying? But as far as publishing, do you get a lot of checks from a lot of the beats you did?
I get a nice check.
Okay.
Like, one thing I've done, which was smart. I have my publishing. I own my publishing.
Got you.
And that's my daughter's money. That's her daughter's, her son's money.
That's why I've told y'all about generational worth. Your children's 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 children.
Like, I tell cats, I'd be like, yo, check this out. I never did a publishing deal because I always asked questions. And when I ask questions, they don't want the smart dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I had meetings with all the publishing companies and they wanted to buy my publishing. I got offered, Jive wanted to do a $2 million deal. $2 million deal where I do 30 records a year. I have to make 30 records a year. And as long as I do that, I'm gonna tell you how it doesn't work.
Okay.
This was the 90s. We were sampling.
Got you.
First of all, as a producer, you only own 50% of the record. So that's only 50% of the record. Then if you sample, whatever you negotiate, that's what you walk away with. Like, so let's look at the Barry White record. The I Got You Open joint. Barry White got 75% publishing on that.
Yeah, and sometimes they could be like, they want all of it.
Yeah. And then me and Buck split 25%. So that I got 1250. So I would still have to make an equivalent of 30 records to get that money. And they can turn around and say, oh, we don't like this record right here, so you can't use it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So like, a lot of people took those deals thinking, 30 records is nothing. But you get stuck because you don't own the publishing and you don't own this and that. And then you end up owing money. And you're in the hole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then they got you forever.
And they start garnishing your publishing coming in.
Wow.
So, that's why I never did a publishing deal. Because I was like, if you're offering me $2 million, that means my publishing's worth like $5 million.
Or more. Yeah, because if they're offering you $2 is, yeah.
Yeah. And what I've done is, I'm like the lottery winner that instead of taking the money up front, I'm going to take payments for the rest of my life. And I'm going to chill. Yeah. And that's what I've done.
Yep. All right, so this is DJ Evil D. Give them your social media one more time. Give them the Twitch. Give them everything.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, the website. Radio station, Beatminerz Radio. That's www.beatminerzradio.com. Then you have Twitter, Instagram. That's at DJ Evil D, at DJ EVILDEE. Instagram is the DJ Evil D. I mean, on Instagram, Facebook is the DJ Evil D page. It's verified. That's the only page I got that's verified. My DJ Evil D page on Facebook.
How the hell you get that? Somebody did that for you, or they just did it for you?
Facebook did it.
Oh wow, okay, dope.
They hate me on social media. I'm not verified or nothing.
Me either. I've been. They told me. I ain't gonna tell you what they told me. They said, "Yo, yo." I'm like, what? All the I've been out content for like 15 years. My
They
name is
told
everywhere.
me they
Anyway,
told me the same thing.
yeah.
Twitch, www.twitch.tv/DJ Evil D. And if you forgot everything I said, just go to any one of my social media pages, click on the link in the bio. Everything I just said is there.
What I'm gonna do, the first pinned comment. That's what I do. The first pinned comment on this video will be everything, so they could definitely stay in contact with you.
Cool.
When the pandemic calmed down a little bit, I definitely got to come to the crib. I mean, I've been invited a long time ago, and you know, we just never really did this interview because we were supposed to do it in person. But the greatness of technology have us, you know, where we can still get this stuff. So, bro, always love. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying?
You see, here's one thing I will say before we get off the air. And I write this on Twitter and Facebook every so often.
Yes.
I said that people were scared of you because you know, you're talking the truth, you know, and if you say something, that means it's real. A lot of people were scared of that, like, you're not an ass kisser, you're just a real dude. And I always say you, MREC, and Star are the dudes that everyone's scared of.
And you said that publicly. That's what I respect.
And
like,
I got backlash from that. You know, cats said stuff to me like, "Yo, how would you do?" I'm like, "Yo, what are you scared? Don't tell me what you're saying. Tell them that."
Yeah, tell me, cause but they don't do that. And I will say, for going back 10, 12 years, you've publicly stated that all the time. It never was no, you know, behind the scenes, you know, yeah, he's dope, or hitting me in the DM. Like, you've always said publicly, yo, these
like, what
are
cats gonna do? Step to me?
Yeah.
I'm right here.
You ain't the smallest dude in the world either.
Yeah, but still, like, you know I'm speaking the truth.
Facts.
So you're not gonna challenge me for the truth.
Facts.
You know, and that's the thing about it, is like, cats are scared of y'all. Cause y'all not bootlickers.
Never. And they gonna be even more scared of me because I got so much stuff in the works. But what I'm starting to realize is that the tide is turning, because people are starting to pay attention. Like, hold on, we have been sleeping, and some of us, like myself, really contributed to this culture that we all love, and that's the difference. Some people that came out and they loved them, they start realizing, hold on, what did he ever do? And then when you start backtracking certain people's history, you're like, yo, nah, he definitely was a part of this, a part of this, and part of that. That's why I talk that shit, because I was there for certain stuff that you love. You know what I'm saying? I was there, but I was just, I was young at certain parts. And when you was young, you couldn't just open your mouth because you had the OGs in the room. So when I was around track masters, when I was around certain people, I remember them saying, yo, why are you so quiet? I'm like, I ain't quiet. I just had a fight around my way, but I'm not going to act out because I want to be able to come back.
Exactly.
So I'm sitting there watching. First time I remember, there was this program called Flying Faders.
Oh yeah, I don't Flying Faders.
And I remember the board did like Ja Rule, the murder video. When the fader started moving, I was like, yo, what is this? So I was so fascinated. I was in the studio when Louis Rankin did Typewriter. Because Trackmasters did that beat, which is Ox from Belly. And I remember I remember Ox from Belly changed his clothes 4 times in like an hour. He just kept leaving, coming back with a new outfit. And I'm like, yo,
that's him.
Why does dude keep changing his clothes?
That's what that was him.
But that was Louis Rankin, and he did the he did the Typewriter, you know what I'm saying? So I was around for a lot of stuff, but you know, more and more as we go, y'all gonna see. So Evil D, man, like I said, I appreciate you.
Man, appreciate you too.
What we did was, we didn't do it in so long, we just overdid it, but we not done. The next time you got a project coming, or anything you work on, any artist you want me to interview, you know, my platform is always for you. You know what I'm saying? So I thank you.
And whatever you need from me, I'm here. I ain't going nowhere.
Don't make me come to your crib and get them damn Heads Ain't Ready drums. I love them drums. Not the
Original, the remix.
not the Big Payback drums. Nah.
Nah, what's that one?
I did not like the Big Payback. Bro. I'm just keep. I done never listened to that.
I'm
But
gonna tell you something though. That flow was better on that one. That's just me.
the nigga Rock when he came in on that, still live, nigga. I was like, whoa. Yeah. So yo, thank you. I'll build with you later on.
No doubt, man.
Peace. Appreciate you.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So I told y'all Evil D was coming. Evil D is here. We knocked out this might 4 hours or something? I think we was on here for like 4 hours. I don't even know, but we've been on here for a while. But when you talk hip hop, it's so hard to be quiet. It's very rare that you have hip hop talks where we are talking about the music. It's not about beef, who shot who got stabbed. We cleared up, some I would say rumors or just some thoughts. And this man really, really loves the music and made the Brooklyn anthem, in my opinion. I'll say it again, I'll go on record. Bucktown is the Brooklyn anthem. I remember when it came out. And it's funny though, because Helter Skelter is actually in Bucktown video if you go look. Sean Price is there in that video, but y'all got to go back and look. I want y'all to go back and do research and look at old videos. And I need y'all to hit that like. I need y'all to share this. I think y'all when it's this hip hop, y'all have to push this up in the algorithm, because if not, some of these other videos take over. And a lot of times we need this hip hop talk to go in the algorithm. It's very, very important. You know what I'm saying? So with that, got some more surprises. I'm working on some more stuff. Every day I've been coming on here doing a lot of stuff. So thank y'all for appreciating me. Thank y'all for being here with me. As y'all know, I'll be back tomorrow. We ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? Every day we doing hip hop. Shout out to DJ No Frills in the building. He just did me an alley-oop for something too. So I'm going to make that call tomorrow. So with that, you know how I go. Follow the instructions on the video. The merch is available, the No Filter merch. If you need promo, hit me up, info@Doggie Diamonds TV. I see Drama Hawks Production in the building. That's the homie. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it is what it is. So I'm not going to stop. I'm going to bring y'all some more people. Kirk Gowdy is the big bro. I talked to Kirk Gowdy. I got some stuff in the works. So with that, man, I got to go. I'm Doggie Diamonds. I'm out of here. Peace. Make sure you click subscribe, youtube.com/Doggie Diamonds TV. Until next time, peace.